All right. That took forever, but we're finally live. Welcome to Talking Heads, everyone. Episode 429, your once-week live show for latest in beer and tech news. I'm Jeff, and today's going to be a weird show. I'll let the two guests explain why.
Well, I'm Vince from Circuit Rewind, but I'm not the only one that's, somehow apparently too many requests, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna butt my head in here occasionally and appear. I love the way that looked. I was hoping you wouldn't say there's two people, so I could just jump in randomly and jump scare everyone.
So yeah, today's a little bit of a different show. The whole last 6 weeks, I think, have been just like, okay, who can be a co-host this week? And it's been constantly shuffling schedules and trying to figure things out. I think we got to a point with scheduling guests that from today on, it should be fine. But the last 6 weeks were so chaotic, I forgot to schedule someone for today. And so I reached out 1 in the afternoon today with my normal hello midday Wednesday stream, reaching out to you two for no reason in particular. And you both took an hour to respond, and so I'm like, okay, who's gonna host? Who's gonna host? And then both of you responded within a couple of minutes, and I'm like, screw it, you could both host.
That sounds good. Yeah, because your scheduling's been kind of up in the air because, well, we just had PDXLan a few days ago.
Yes.
And part of that, how many trips to San Jose have you had?
This year, so far, only one.
Okay.
But it's ramping up. I have 2 more planned already. Within the next 2 months. So yeah, I've been frequenting the Bay Area so much over the last 2 years. It literally is a home away from home. I've gotten to know the bartenders around the convention centers. Mm-hmm. I'm there so often. So
I just booked a flight for San Jose last night myself. So
yeah.
I feel you.
Anyway, I also decided we wanted both of you on the show, at least for the first 30 minutes or so, because I want to talk about this last weekend. We all attended PDXLan, something that, the three of us do pretty regularly. PDXLan is an event that happens twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. I've been going since, I think, late 2021, I think I showed up at the fall one late 2021, just as kind of like an observer. I reached out to Matt, one of the organizers over there, and said, hey, can I just walk around, say hi to people? And he goes, yeah, come on down. Checked
Didn't
it
you
out.
go to the first one after COVID?
Yes.
Killed it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I had always meant to make it out to PDXLan over the last 2 decades. And for some reason, it just never worked out with my schedule. Obviously, when I was working, I had all my work commitments pre-2020 and whatnot. But there was always something that came up those weeks that is nope, that's a non-starter. Can't make it happen. And then I quit and I went full time on YouTube and I went, I can make it to PDXLan. And then COVID happened, and then the next 3 PDXLans were canceled. And I was like, son of a. Anyway.
So close.
Yeah, finally made it late 21, and then I've been to every single one since 2022. So this was my 8th PDXLan, I think. 8th or 9th, something like that. Been going to it quite a bit. Anyway, PDXLan is a LAN that takes place near PDX, near Portland. It is... like I said, happens twice a year. It actually happens in Ridgefield, Washington at the Clark County Event Center, just across the bridge from Portland. Fantastic facility. Works really, really well for us. But it's a very large LAN. There are 800 and some odd people there, I think.
Yeah, it's 800 something seats right now is what we have.
Yeah.
The name, though, comes from the fact that it used to be a spitting distance from the Portland airport.
Yes.
Portland being PDX, if you go look up the airport code.
Yeah. It was at the Holiday Inn at Mall 205.
Whatever hotel that was. I don't remember.
I think it's a Holiday Inn. Yeah, but Mall 205. Literally, you can see the airport from this mall. As the 3 highways in Portland kind of converge on one another. That's where the airport's at. That's where PDXLan was at.
Yeah, the thing is, like, there's not too many venues in the region that can actually host us because we have very weird requirements that normal events won't have.
Right.
We need power and internet. I mean, not a whole lot of requirements, but those two are exceedingly complicated, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Well, do I recall correctly that Comcast sponsors it because they had to run fiber out to the location in order to get us good enough internet?
Precisely.
Yeah, so they basically have a permanent sponsorship spot because they feed us 10 gig internet. But even at the last venue, they were feeding us, I think it was initially 1 gig, and then eventually I think we had 10 gig there the last 1 or 2 times at the last venue. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last venue, even though we said it was at a hotel, that hotel right behind it used to be a machine shop. And the hotel bought that as kind of like their little event space thing. But being a machine shop, it was wired for power, and then Comcast ran in the data for us.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, it's not just having internet, it's what does the internet cost to have. Because like I've done professional events, conventions, things like that, doing multimedia work. At the Los Angeles Convention Center, there was a media company that wanted to do a live stream of a panel there for 2 hours, and it was between $5,000 and $10,000 for a 3 megabit link.
Yeah.
And that's normal in convention centers, by the way. So if you're ever wondering why LAN parties aren't at convention centers, like, it is that cost for that low of bandwidth.
Yeah.
And we're getting 10 gig, and Comcast is just giving it to us.
Yeah. Yeah. I've talked to the networking guys there a number of times about like how they're handling the internet coming in. Obviously Comcast does sponsor the event, and they've been awesome there. And I want to clarify, I'm of no official position with PDXLan. I just know a lot of the people there, and I'm not speaking for them here. Yeah. But fantastic event. Like I said, I've been to all the PDXLans, I think since 2022. I'd have to go back and check, but yes, that sounds about right. So Zeus and I are in the craft computing group. You have your own kind of small adjacent group. How many are in your group, Vince, that come?
The number shifts up and down a bit, but we're 20 to 30, somewhere in that range. Yeah. But it's kind of it's not really telling of like the group as a whole, right?
Right.
I did a documentary about 2 years ago at PDXLan, I think it was, where I interviewed a bunch of people. And what you'll find is that even though like my group is a group, we then had somebody who was inviting so many friends that they spun off into another group, and then another group spun off, and then another group spun off. So like 4 or 5 of the groups at PDXLan are spin-offs of my group. And you guys are almost the same way, because you guys are, while you're still purchasing as a single group, you're basically 2 groups that have converged over there in the back.
Correct. Yeah. Craft Computing has a group buy, as well as there's a gentleman a lot of people in Northwest know, especially if you go to a lot of LAN parties. There's Hobbs. Yes. You'll see him at Whale Lands and all kinds of stuff like that. He's
at PAX too.
At PAX, yeah. He's very well known up in this area. Anyway, our 2 groups knew each other through the grapevines and such. I've known Hobbs even before I started coming to PDXLan. I knew Timmy Tech TV. He was a YouTube channel there for quite a long time in the 2010s. He's part of Hobbs's group. I knew him independently as well. We kind of met up, and then Hobbs started talking to Yocto. Yocto does the group buy for Craft Computing, and we combined it, and we sold out an entire row now of 48 seats, plus we're starting to encroach on another one, I think, with our fall buy. I think we're buying 52 seats.
Yeah, 50-something, because Vector, Matt/Vector, the guy who runs PDXLan, he actually shouted you guys out at closing ceremonies.
Yeah.
Mentioning that you are right now the largest single group buy in the entire land.
I knew we were close. I think the last couple we've been second place, but yeah, we are now the largest individual group.
Yes. Well, you have to account for the 4 seats that Yocto buys for his ARC monitor. That doesn't really count, but he has to buy a shit ton of them because that monitor is so huge.
That is true. Yes.
To be fair, like in other groups, that's actually a common thing too for people to have multiple seats, like for a single person.
Yeah.
Like I've done double seat. I've done technically I think triple seat once for myself. But yeah, like I know my group captain and their partner, they collectively buy 3, and so they kind of like split the middle seat between them, just to give them a little bit more room.
We kind of did that this year unintentionally, because I I got an extra seat because the last PDXLan we had one more person, but they couldn't attend.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I could have someone show up, or we could have spare seating. And so actually another one of the group members who's in the Craft Computing Discord was next to us. And we kind of used it as like a place for our PCs and food.
Yeah,
And that's sort of what happens.
If you go look around the different groups at PDXLan, most groups actually will dedicate a seat to their snack seat.
Yeah. I know, not this LAN, but the one previous in the fall, we had a seat just for the barbecue that we brought in, back by us. Yakto also tends to barbecue quite a bit, and maybe once during the LAN he'll bring in like a full plate of barbecue. So as Rev affectionately calls it, we had the meat seat.
Yeah,
He just commented 53 seats, by the way.
53 and looking to buy 3 more, so 56.
Yeah, so we didn't have the meat seat this time or last LAN because Yakto is now going like the extra mile. That we're all actually going to his colo data center for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Which somebody didn't show up to.
Look, I brought my wife and I left my kids at the grandparents, and they were already going to watch them all the days, and we didn't want to add the morning onto that as well. So we dropped the kids off about 2, made it up to the LAN about 4. I just couldn't justify the extra time.
Yeah, there's a topic a little bit later we'll get into, which I'll come back to the reference of this particular party.
Yeah.
Also, I will, before we continue, I will say I really like this layout because every time Vince is talking, I'm eating pizza. and so I'm like letting Vince talk and then just eating pizza and then chiming in and then and then going back.
You're cheating? Because like, oh, I don't really have anything to make for a quick snack before the show. I'm going to grab pizza after the show. Was already my plan.
Uh-huh.
So I'll be having pizza here in a little bit. Oh, let me guess, Jeff, you already have pizza there too?
No, I have cookies.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
You all got snacks. I'm just left high and dry except for my drink over here.
It doesn't work so well on this side of things.
We should go over our drinks because you are craft computing after all.
I am.
What is the computing and crafting tonight?
Tonight, we're starting a little lighter. I had some athletics left over from the LAN, so I'm having one of their Wild Ride non-alcoholic IPAs.
Which, for those unaware, the LAN is a dry event. So they don't allow alcohol on site, but if you still want to have fun, like that's one way to do it. Or we also just take our road trips to the local bars.
Yep.
There's enough of them around the area.
Yeah, we've got a couple favorites that we frequent during LAN events. What
was that, like Round Table Pizza or whatever we went to this time?
This time it was Round Table Pizza, which I gotta say was awesome. We got, of the 48 seats that we had this year, I think we got almost 24, we got like half of the people to one place for lunch on one day. Which felt like an accomplishment.
So most of you were already in the back room, but when I was ordering, the lady at the counter was like, "Hey, there's enough of you guys. You could just go take one of the back rooms."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, no, they're like that's long done. Like it's already full." By the time they actually offered.
Yep. So
I can't reach it from here, but they had a coin-op arcade there. And so I went and they have custom coins. Any arcade I find that's a coin op with custom coins, I'll go collect them. And it's just slightly out of arm's reach of my arcade cabinet because that's where I keep them all.
Nice.
Because as a kid when you say who's next, you put your coin on the machine, like put your place online. So my arcade cabinet here at home is just lined with coins from different arcades that I visited.
That's cool.
That's why I went and did that, by the way, and I just happened to toss one your way, and I got a few more here at home now for my cab.
Nice, yeah.
Well, start collecting the monster cans, Vince, since, as Green said in chat, they do give us a constant drip IV of monster there.
Yes. One of the perks of PDXLan is one of the sponsors is Monster, and you basically have unlimited free monsters while you're there. Now, It used to be you could walk up and grab like 3 or 4 of them, but this year they went to 1 per person per trip because a couple of people decided to ruin it for everyone else. Whether that was at the LAN or at another event, I guess there was one dude who was bragging about, yeah, last year I got like 72 cans or something like that, and he just took them out to his car. It's like, bro, come on.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, I can understand that both ways, because at the end of the event, if they have extra inventory, sometimes the staff there will just be like, here, take whatever you want and get rid of it, so we don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the situation, but like, still, like, don't go like bragging like that. That's just kind of a douche move.
Yeah.
Speaking about the old venue, though, back then we actually had more than one drink sponsor.
Oh, nice.
We had balls.
Oh, now I'm jealous.
And every now and then, it wasn't at all of them, but every now and then they'd bring in root beer balls.
Nice.
And like that was my drink of choice during PDXLan back in the day.
Yeah.
Also, for a Monster at the old venue, they'd actually bring in the Monster truck. And so like they would let us like climb in the back of it and stuff like that.
Nice. That's
No,
cool.
this year they had John Monster. It was just a guy wearing like a monster suit, and he had like a bunch of stuff. And when we went up there, we were like, "Oh my God, it's John Monster! It's him! it's Mr. Monster himself."
Doing the Jason board. Oh my God, it's John Monster.
It's John Monster. Also, my drink of choice is Dick Danger Ale
Ooh.
from Dick's Brewing in Centralia, Washington.
Nice.
Yeah. Figure I'd have a beer from near where PDXLan happened. I had a gamer-specific beer that I drank last night because I'm like, I probably won't be on the show tomorrow, so I'll drink it now.
So
And then look what happened.
so you said that was from Centralia, right?
Yep.
Did you know that there's actually a LAN party in Centralia?
I did not.
So LAN Fest is an organization that runs LAN parties all over North America. Mm-hmm. They had one here at the Seattle Home and Garden Show that I went to, of all places. Well, the thing is, like, it's a mutual beneficiary because, like, there's a mezzanine in the venue that the venue can't use, but like the LAN party can. So that's where we are all at, right?
Yeah.
And then the show needs internet access and infrastructure. So the LAN party provides them all the technical infrastructure for the show.
I mean,
and they just trade resources. But yeah, LANFest is also the organization that runs the BYOC at PAX.
Uh-huh.
So the bring your own computer at PAX. So they do that too. A lot of people know that one. And then, yeah, they do have one down in Centralia that I need to go check the dates for. Maybe I'll try hitting that up at some point.
nice. Yeah, well, this is my wife's first LAN. She attended for the first time this year. Had a great time. Her and I hit up some Stardew, a little bit of Baldur's Gate, and then the rest of us, we got a quite epic game of Crab Champions going, in which we broke the game in multiple ways.
Vince wasn't there for that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So he didn't hear what happened, how we broke it.
I don't think so. Now, you're gonna be appalled at something, okay? About this, because the reason I knew what was happening in the game is because I've broken that game to that extent before with one player.
Jesus Christ.
So, here's what happened is, if anyone hasn't played Crab Champions, number one, go freaking get Crab Champions. It's like $7. And if you...
And then with the rest of with the $3, if you want to put a 10 in, put $7 toward Crab Champions, and then $3 toward patreon.com/craftcomputing for his crab rehabilitation, because he has a problem. He plays this game far too much.
I do. If you like bullet hell roguelikes, this is the game for you. This scratches so many different itches in my brain. It's so great. Anyway, you can take a 5090 from 400 frames per second. I've gotten single digits out of it before, hitting it that hard. And in fact, I've recently on my rig switched it over to low settings, and I've still managed to get down into the 20s. So yeah, it's fun. Anyway, you can get so many bullets and particle effects going on screen that even though the game is rendering a particle or a bullet or something like that, it doesn't know how to track the physics as the bullet is entering an object, and so it'll just stop counting damage.
Yep.
And so we got 15 people going on a prismatic speed run, which is the most difficult run you can do. Well, without weird modifiers, but prismatic difficulty. And I think it was Rev who was playing remotely. What weapon did he have? Do you remember what Rev was using? Zeus?
I don't remember. No,
Wasn't Saw Blades. I think
No,
I
he
was on
wasn't
Saw
Saw.
Blades. Oh god,
Yeah.
no, he was on Rocket Launcher. That's right. He was
Yes, he was on rocket launcher.
he was shooting so many rockets by the end that just his rockets on screen were overriding anyone else's damage counters. His was the only one that was being calculated.
He was getting all the kills. He
Yeah.
had like 4,000 by the end. Or
Yeah,
something
we
like
had
that.
15 players. We were spawning thousands of enemies per match, or per island. And
You forget to mention that I was the only other one getting damage
yeah,
because I was dropping nukes.
I forgot about that.
And yes, so
just a bigger rocket.
yeah, well, basically, but it normally has a cooldown, and it takes time to fall.
Yeah.
And it's small in the game. It's about the same size as your player character, and it falls and it makes an explosion. However, there are perks in the game that increase the size of your projectiles and decrease the cooldown. And so I got it down to half a second every time, and I quadrupled the size and then got a buff that also scales both your character and your abilities. And so I would literally enter the match and hit the grenade button and just drop nukes anywhere on the map that I looked.
Yep.
And I stopped firing my primary weapon because it was pointless.
Yeah.
We had to disable screen shake for everyone because we lost about 30 FPS having screen shake on.
When the nuke hit, your camera would just do this. It
Yeah,
would just go
yeah.
full jello on you. It
was horrible.
It was wild. Yeah. I've managed to break the game that bad playing single player, and that's bad enough, but
God.
it was wild seeing Rev's damage counter or kill counter go up like 3,000 per match. When I had a pretty decent build going, didn't matter. I was a rounding error if it counted me at all. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
We went until what, 2:30 in the morning or 2 in the morning or something?
I think about 2 o'clock is when we finally wrapped up.
And we started at 10 p.m., right?
Yeah. So a 4-hour crab fest. Now, I can't remember. Did either of you join Artemis?
I was not in it.
Oh man.
I was watching from behind though and chatting with some of you guys while playing though.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, we got a game of Artemis going at the LAN, which I've wanted to do for a very long time. Artemis is a spaceship bridge simulator, a la Star Trek. What it does is it gives each individual player a system that they're controlling as if you're a bridge officer. And then there's a captain who only has access to the main view screen and a map. And the captain is to direct people to do different tasks. And decide which enemies we're going to attack, how we're going to defend, and things like that. And then it's up to the crew to carry out those orders. And so, literally like childhood dream come true. I played quite a bit about a little over a decade ago, and I haven't played since because I haven't had the time or getting
people.
6 people together to pilot a starship together. We actually got a match going, and we ended up running at one point like a 90-minute campaign doing essentially like a tower defense where we had 3 space stations in the area that were under constant waves of enemy attack, and you had to decide which one you were going to go at and how to defend them and how to counteract the attack and then where to go next. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So much fun, we're actually thinking about getting an Artemis play day going every month in the Discord server, where we actually script custom missions and write stories and almost do like a D&D campaign, but spaceship bridge simulator style. So
I think near the end of Land, it was you that showed me that you found a new, basically, replacement for it. It's basically a spiritual successor.
Yes. Let me look that up real quick. There it is. Yeah. So I love indie games, but if there's something I love even more, it's open source indie games. And there's a group called Empty Epsilon that they are also trying to build a Starship Bridge simulator with individual stations and controls and things like that. But they are fully open source. It's free. It's open source. You can host a server. You can download the client. You can start playing the game. Not that Artemis is expensive. It's, I think, $7 for a client, or you can buy a DRM free, use it however you want, bridge license for $40. So that's what I do. I actually kicked $80 their way, I think, buying the license, because I wanted to get a bunch of friends together to do it. But Empty Epsilon caught my eye because it's fully open source. It supports Windows, Linux, and Android. And so you could bring up like a $50 Android tablet or an old Fire tablet or something like that and run a touchscreen as one of your stations. And they are simply saying, yeah, we're fully inspired by Artemis. Artemis Spaceship Bridge Simulator was the inspiration for Empty Epsilon. It's pretty good, but we had some things that we wanted to improve, and we figured open source was the only way to do it. And so... nerds
being nerds.
Nerds being nerds. Nerds doing nerd things. So I think we might give this a look as well and see which one kind of makes the most sense. By the way, Vince, I did see your $20 super chat earlier. The Ep.429. Too many requests. Can't handle this many hosts at once. Thank you, as always. Green Protagonist, who was also at the LAN. Krabs and Artemis were the highlights. Good times. Yeah, Green was in both of those with us.
Yep.
That was a heck of a lot of fun, doing all of that. And then Jay, who was also at PDXLan, flew in for the event, sends over $10. We need to try Crab Champions with each of us remoting into a 64 core or more server and one GPU, see how long it takes for us to kill that.
So I'm hearing Blackwell 6000. I don't know if you still have that or if it went back or not.
No, Vince. He needs to go B70 and make sure that Yocto has to do all the driver development for VFIL.
Yeah, there you
That'll
go.
make him really happy.
Yeah. No, actually, I think the best way to test this is an AMD Turin dual socket system with maybe 4 Blackwell 6000 max Qs. That way I can run it on a single circuit. There's
a Max Q variant? They're still using that branding?
There is a Max Q variant. It's a 300 watt max.
Jeff, can I propose something and your audience gets to vote if you do it?
Oh boy. Look, whatever you propose, they're going to say yes, and so I still get to be arbiter, but go ahead.
That's true.
And it is
All
coming
I'm
from
saying
you,
is,
so there's going to be fire involved.
True. You did just install an EV charger in your house.
I did.
And as all of us are, all of us have seen the Technology Connections video where he attaches the J1772 to his heater.
I'm aware. Yes.
Why don't we make you a cursed adapter that can pull 240 out of your J1772? You can run your Epic Genoa off J1772.
If we do this, we have to build a custom small little rack chassis for you in the shape of a car.
Yes.
That will be your car charger.
It's a car with like an L630 on it.
I mean, I've got a 27U right there. we could make these things happen. What's funny is I'd already considered this. I'd already considered basically rebuilding Alex, because not only did he do the tea kettle, he also did the garage heater off 1772. I went, yeah, I could easily copy that. And so I had considered for extreme round testing, things that, I need 3,500 watts for or whatever. Might as well just plug in the car charger because it'll do 11.5. We've got a full 60 amp that'll pull 48 amp continuous. So yeah, we've got the max consumer level 2 charger that you can have now. Charges our 100 kilowatt hour EV9 in about 9 hours. It's nuts.
So from chat real quick, Jay chimes in for $2 and he endorses the idea.
Free Zeus idea indoors. Hell yeah.
I had already considered doing something like that or building a custom box to convert 1772 to whatever I need for running a server if something like that comes in. The idea's already crossed my mind. So we might see it. We might see that idea. But I am finally going to put in my 240 30 amp circuit. So I will have 5,000 watts available just dedicated to the server rack now. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice.
Yeah, but what if you need 11 kilowatts on your desk? During filming, you could just run the cable into your office and then...
I don't want to be in the office when that turns on. This office is not that big.
You have to do it during the winter.
The heat would have to go somewhere. That's and the problem is this is a daylight basement. This is 5 foot underground with cement walls on 5 of the 6 sides. So yeah.
So what you're saying is reverse geothermal, where you dig into the ground and you pump the heat back into the ground.
Right. Yeah.
All I'm saying is I installed Vince's heat pump, so I'm pretty sure I could install one in your room just for this situation.
Yeah. My breaker is already near full. I've already looked at how many circuits I could double up in order to because it's a house that's 50 years old. The wiring is from 1979, and while a lot of the outlets have been updated, the circuit panel has not. It is a modern circuit panel, and so there's that. But you have circuits on here that are dedicated just for lights because it's oh yeah, you put a couple 75 watt bulbs on there, that's going to start to toast a 15 amp breaker. And it's my house has been all LEDs since before we moved into this house, and when we moved in, I'm there's no way in hell I'm going to put incandescents up, let alone anything else. I think the most powerful light I have in the house is in my garage, and they're one of the 3 LED panel bulbs that you can buy, the weird ones that are meant for workshops and whatnot, and I think that draws 28 watts.
I asked my roommate, who is a lighting designer, I was like, do you need more than 15 amps of light in your room? Because we're building them a new room, basically.
Yeah.
They're like, no. And I was like, can we just share the 15 amp between the bathroom, the living room, or the bathroom, the hallway, and the bedroom?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Modern lights do not take a lot of power.
No, they don't. And I wish building code would catch up to allow us to simply run a circuit for room lighting, because you could rewire your house and you could run a single 15 amp circuit and do every light in your entire house, including your outdoor bulbs and everything else. If you've got some heavy hitters, they'd still run on that just fine. But that would free up so many other circuits, and lighting is usually 4 to 6 circuits in a single breaker box.
Hey Jeff.
Yeah.
Sometime you need to visit my condo, because you wouldn't be saying that anymore.
I was gonna say the exception is Vince's house.
Yeah, so
because you still run halogens, though, isn't it?
Well, no, these are LEDs.
Okay.
But the architect who designed this was this was his college experimental phase, and he was experimenting with lighting. And let's just say there are over 50 bulbs worth of lights.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit more than one circuit worth.
Not necessarily, because modern LEDs, if you're talking like a 6 to 8 watt bulb, which is like a 60 watt equivalent.
Oh no, these bulbs are much bigger than that, even with LEDs.
Yeah. Yeah, because 60 bulbs, 60 modern 60 watt equivalent bulbs, it's about 6 watts a piece. It's only 360 watts. Like,
some of these, even though they're LEDs, are still in like the 15 plus watt range.
sure, but even then, I can't see even you with 80 bulbs, even with some of them being 15 watters. There's just not enough to add up to 1200.
True.
And that's
Also,
a 15 amp circuit.
Everything in this place is 20 amp circuits. There are no 15s.
Right, yeah. So
Again, like,
you got 1800 watts to work with. What are you
Yeah,
worried about?
this place is nicely wired up, I will
Yes.
say that.
Yeah. So
Vince, there is a 15 amp circuit. It's the one that I ran.
Did we put 15 on the roof?
We did. No. Actually, I think we put 20, but I just like the idea that we're running your heat pump on 15. And there's more light in your house now because the wire is glowing orange whenever you run your
Yeah.
heat pump.
yeah, that's a circuit with an audio visual indicator.
Yeah. I found a really good deal on wire. It said like 22 AWG or something, but I was like, that's fine. That can run a heat pump.
I mean, what's better
copper-clad.
what's better for more wire than just running twisted pairs?
What was the we were talking about this at one point. I don't know, Jeff, if you heard about it, but it was how many pluses on PoE would you need to charge an EV?
I remember that conversation.
DC charge it. At PoE plus infinity, because it's 48 volts.
Yeah.
So you know.
I mean, at a high enough voltage, you could run enough amps conceivably through a Cat 7 cable to
Yeah.
They're rated for 600 volt. What amperage at 600 volt are they rated at? Is that still 1.5 amp? That would still be, that'd still be 900 watts. That's a level 1 charger right there.
Yeah.
You could conceivably do that.
I want to see someone light an entire house with a PoE plus switch. They only use the Ethernet ports and like Ethernet fed lights.
I've seen those. Wasn't it Unify that came out with some 4-foot like drop ceiling light fixtures that were PoE?
I haven't seen those, but
Yeah.
that would track.
Yeah, they're a hold on.
I know they made outdoor like floodlights for like security stuff.
No, I think they were panel. Yeah, they were 2x2 panels. There they are.
Oh. All right, Vince, you got to replace all your lights in your condo with Unify lighting. PoE.
Well,
There we
is
go.
the crazy thing. If you actually start looking at
what the hell?
the inventory,
They're designed for 2-foot drop ceiling.
yeah,
And they're PoE.
If you
And
look
they're
at
PoE.
all the things that Unify makes, like, find a dumb thing that can plug into PoE and they sell it. They make it and sell it.
Yeah.
Like their inventory is so huge. Like everybody knows them for switches, routers, Wi-Fi, but like they have a lot of really, really weird stuff they sell too.
Yeah.
Wow. ULED.
Yeah. So PoE plus goes to the 2x2 light. You have another PoE that goes to the light switch. So you just run Ethernet to your light switch and to your panel, and then you link them together in software. And when you press the light switch button, it turns on the panel all through PoE. You could also use them as standard 110 240. They're dual mode.
All right. The Octo, you got to get them for the data center.
And so in theory, you could run 120 to your switch and then tie that up to the light, and also run your PoE cable to it in order to to do controlling and managing and scheduling and all that kind of stuff. And then if you lose 110 power and your PoE switches on UPS, you have battery-backed lights.
Well, that's one way to kill the battery fast.
Yes.
Wow. Incredible. Skull says this feels like a gimmick to sell more 48-port Unify PoE switches.
I mean...
Again, that's their whole business model. That's everything Unify tries to do. Yeah. More ether lighting, right?
Yeah.
Yocto did just buy a bunch of new PoE switches that he's trying to pawn off on people, so he can now use those as his lights.
Well, that's because every time he buys a PoE switch, he's like, well, I actually wanted the one higher than this, and then he goes and buys that. He's like, no, maybe the one higher than that. And that's how he's just kind of like flooding all of us with our gear, because that's where mine came from.
I tried to pawn one off on Vince that he pawned off on me. And Vince said, no, I can't. I already got pawned the exact same model off from him.
Yeah, because it was when I drove down for Portland Retro Gaming Expo last year. On the way home, I just stopped by Yocto's data center, and he's like, plum, here you go, have a bunch of Unify gear.
Yep. I haven't gotten a Switch from him, but I did get, I think, 4 of the UAP 6 Pros, the access points.
You know what else you got from him?
Huh.
A UPS.
I did get a UPS, yeah.
That's still not in use?
It's only been about a year. So
Only?
So speaking of the 240 volt 30 amp circuit that I'm hopefully going to run to my server rack here in the next couple of weeks, I do have a UPS ready and waiting that Yocto kindly donated to the channel for this express purpose a year ago.
Anyway, you know what time it is? I have not opened my Imperial Apple yet.
Ooh, a little shilling. Very nice.
Excelsior.
Yes.
I mean, you can also do some shilling with today's sponsor.
I can. Well done. Well done. While I enjoy tinkering on my home lab and my networking equipment, if you run a business, you've probably got better things to do with your time. And that's where Meter comes in. Meter delivers an all-in-one networking stack that bundles everything you need into a single package, including high-speed wired and wireless networking, power delivery, firewall and routing, and even cellular, all in a single integrated solution that's built for performance and scalability. Meter handles everything from designing a custom network for your business, and will even negotiate with your local ISPs to get you the best rates on internet connectivity. All of that shows up in a single cloud-based dashboard, giving you clear visibility into every layer of your network. You get the connectivity your business needs, all for a predictable monthly cost. Meter ships the hardware you need today and will automatically upgrade your hardware as time goes on, ensuring your users and your business always have the tools and connectivity they need. Whether you're starting a new business, expanding to new locations, or simply modernizing an aging network, let Meter take care of the hassle for you. Visit meter.com/craftcomputing to book a demo today. Again, that's meter.com/craftcomputing, and a huge thanks to Meter for sponsoring today's episode.
So I was waiting for, two things. One, I don't think Meter has lights, unfortunately, with PoE. Tragically. But
Not that
they
I've
have
seen.
PoE. Yeah, they have PoE, so you can run Unify's lights off of their switches.
You could, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, the other day, I had the funniest experience with Meter, where I was getting dedicated internet access, DIA, and I had a couple options because I'm along some major fiber lines, and I was like, "There's got to be a site to compare DIA for data centers."
Right.
Like there's sites to compare home internet, but home internet is not the same as what actual data centers need.
Right.
Meter has a site where they will go and negotiate DIA for you. And they have a live map of places, which I didn't know about. And I literally was like, I need to figure this out. So I searched. I was like, what was it? I searched Comcast DIA versus Lumen. And meter.com popped up.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. And yeah, they will actually, what they'll do is apparently, I haven't read it, so I won't speak to it, but they will negotiate for you and supposedly do some, like, they'll handle the contract stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent that goes, but they will handle the contract and get you internet. And if a better deal comes up, they'll figure it out, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's why I stress that component of it is, one of the biggest things to running, like a mid-sized business, a mid-sized organization, something where you've got more than 20 people showing up and they all need workstations and internet access and connectivity and whatnot. At 20 people, you've usually got some larger than standard networking requirements. Is they handle that for you. They will come in and they will get you the exact internet circuitry you need. Dedicated internet access is what a DIA is. And that's not just like slinging you a line from your local cable company. That's literally a dedicated circuit on a dedicated port on a switch that's sitting in their data center. This circuit leads to you. And that's...
As a fan of documentation, I appreciate Meter's. I can't post links in the thing, but if you search, Meter has an article called "Dedicated Internet versus Broadband: Differences and Which to Choose."
Yeah, and
they literally talk about how bandwidth works and why you want that, and they talk. It's pretty impressive, and as someone who is a big fan of MikroTik switches and rolling my own random stuff, I was like, oh man, maybe I won't have a use for Meter really, but surprisingly, they helped out. Yeah. They helped out.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I guess we can draw the PDXLan conversation kind of to a close. Obviously, I talked quite a bit about it, but I guess what was your guys' favorite part of this last PDXLan?
Pretty simple, actually. We mentioned, Yocto and the Arc.
Mm-hmm.
We had a 4-player Brotato running on that.
That's right.
So, yeah, was that like a 59-inch screener? Or however
it's 55 with an 800R curve, I believe. So it's
a massive screen.
It's a really tight curve on a 55-inch. It makes a 55-inch screen usable on your desk at arm's length. Like it's crazy the size and scope of that screen.
But yeah, we got 4 of us playing co-op Brotato on that. My audio is low?
Yeah, you're coming a little quiet now.
Yeah, let's how's
there
that?
You go.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah. All right, cool. Brotato on the Arc. Granted, we had planned on doing this all along. Like Yocto and I were talking about leading up to PDXLan that he was packing the Arc specifically just so we could do this, and It was freaking glorious. We had a great time doing that.
We also had a World of Warcraft competition that they sponsored. That PDXLan hosted, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Arc? Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the press images of the Arc, but it's massive.
It actually that image doesn't do it justice.
It
because
really doesn't. Yeah.
Yocto is like sitting like this, looking up at it, because that's the only way to see the whole thing.
Right.
The angle of that made it seem smaller.
Well, so I sit on the exact opposite end of the hall of you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
That monitor is so big, I can turn around and know when it's time to play crabs because, or Brotato or whatever, because I can just look back and I'm like, oh, that's what Yocto's playing from the opposite end of the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like football stadium sized hall. This is not,
Yeah.
I think as fun as the Arc was, I didn't actually play Brotato. But we played WoW, and my fiance, who was also there at the LAN, it was like a competition, and they were saying, hey, upload your stats at the end, and we're going to pick some random stats to give a prize out. And by the way, PDXLan is apparently, according to Matt Vector, the only LAN that NVIDIA sponsors officially.
Yeah.
On a regular basis. They have their NVIDIA LAN, but Yeah, so they sponsor it, and so they gave away a bunch of 5070s
Yeah.
and 5080s, and I think like one. Yeah, I don't know about 5090s, but they gave away some good stuff. For a 5070, they had a WoW competition, and my fiance was like, "Well, what if the stat is number of drinks drank?" I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, what if it's that?" And so we had been playing for about 10 hours on these characters. She spent literally all of her money on like Troll's Bane potions or whatever, and just chugged them for an hour. She spent an hour drinking drinks in World of Warcraft, and that won somehow. She won. She knew what it was like. Most drinks. It was largest variety of drinks drank or whatever it was the stat they chose.
Yeah.
And so she had to play rock paper scissors for a 5070. Unfortunately, she lost.
Yeah.
But she got to go up on stage to play rock paper scissors because she spent an hour drinking potions or drinks in World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah, that was actually one of my buddies in my group who actually won the rock paper scissors.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll win it back next year. Zeus.
I'll roast your friend though because he kept messing up the rock paper scissors. He kept going 1 2 shoot instead of 1 2 3 shoot.
Yeah, it's 1 2 3 shoot.
He really wanted that 5070.
Yeah.
He was just throwing you guys off so he could win.
Yeah.
It worked.
It's okay. He also got a 5080. He got both.
He
I
won
forgot
both?
he won 2 GPUs.
Yeah.
He pulled a skull.
Yeah, because he also pulled one during the main raffle.
Jeez. Yeah, usually someone in our group wins a graphics card, sometimes multiples. Yeah, I don't think our group won. One of our guys won a RAM kit, I want to say. One of them won a 2 terabyte SSD. I know that.
Yakto's kid won 2 things.
Yeah. Little bitty Yakto. I think won a mouse. And 240 mil AIO, an in-win AIO. That's right.
It's the first LAN luck.
Yep.
Yeah. Yakto's wife also won something. I don't recall what she won. But yeah, no, like, yeah, so they made out like bandits. It was great.
Well, my fiance said the funniest thing, which was, "God damn it, people are inviting their families. They're spawn camping to get more slots to win things."
Anyway,
we got news, actual news, other than just us having a good weekend.
yes, I think we have some actual news. And right before that, I've got a beer to open. So,
Ooh, symphonic.
Chronic.
yes, Symphonic Chronic. This is from Deschutes, and not only is this the Symphonic Chronic, this is their double dank version. So we're getting close to 420. Next week is officially closer, but that's also like going over. That feels like Price is Right rules being violated there. So today's the 15th. Happy tax day to all who celebrate.
I did my taxes earlier.
And a little Deschutes Symphonic Chronic. Yes, so did I, which is why I'm drinking. Never be self-employed. I think that's rule number 1 to winning taxes. Unless you own, like, multiple large businesses. Yeah. The middle ground sucks, let me tell you.
Yep.
Also, because Vince's name is on the episode, on the thumbnail, I'm going to stay in and just occasionally butt in on things, but I'll let Vince take away the topics. I'm just going to occasionally pop in and say funny shit.
Yeah, 'cause I think actually for today's show, I came up with most of the topics, I think.
Yeah, you had most of them. I was already looking at one of them, to be fair. I was looking at the Windows 11 storage one.
Yeah.
And then I know I added at least one. I know I added one on the back end that this might be an interesting conversation dealing with the age verification laws. I dropped that in 0 hour, so we'll see if we make it there. Anyway,
What do you want to start with?
let's start with the Windows 11 storage because I know you'll probably drop some knowledge bombs on a couple of things here around this one. So, a couple of things happened, and actually the reason I found out about this one was not because they fixed storage speed issues in Windows 11, but because they removed one of the most aggravating things about Windows 11 and Windows 10 and Windows...
All Windows, all the way back to 95.
Yes.
This goes all the way back.
And that is that if you've ever formatted like a USB drive or a memory card, and you had a device that you were plugging it into, and it said must be FAT32 formatted. Windows has a cap on formatting drives as FAT32 of 32 gigabytes. They have had this since they implemented a cap back when 32 gigabytes in a single data set or file system was basically inconceivable.
This limitation dates all the way back to FAT32 being developed.
Yes.
But the file system itself does not have the limit. It's literally just the format utility in Windows that has an artificial limit imposed on it.
Yes.
So there's been third-party formatting utilities that you can go download, but who wants to download sketchy stuff off the internet, like, let's say, CPUID or something? We'll get to that one in a bit.
All these sketchy tools that are out there, yeah.
Yeah, all these sketchy tools out there.
All I'm saying, Jeff, is you now have the opportunity to make a cluster, but instead of Ceph or ZFS, you run FAT32 on all your drives, and then DRBD cluster them. That's what you should do for microcloud.
I mean, Vince and I had something cooking for a while that we were gonna do the most cursed NAS of all time.
I may or may not still have all that hardware ready to go and some experimental ideas with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically the big news of today is I don't think it's officially in Windows yet, but it's coming later this year. Mm-hmm. It's in the insider builds, I believe.
Yeah.
They have updated the format utility for the first time since basically Windows 95. And you can now do
well, no, it'd be XP because that's when they added NTFS, right?
Right. So yeah, this is like the first major update, and so that would be what, 2 decades now?
25 years, yeah.
Yeah.
XP was officially 2001, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is 25 years.
Yeah.
Right in the soul.
Haha, you're old.
Shut up, guy who worked on documentation that's older than you.
Yep.
But yeah, so for normal desktop use, this doesn't matter. Like, just straight up, we're not using, FAT16, FAT32, any of this crap. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing anything in the embedded space or the retro space or any of that kind of stuff, this is monumental.
Yeah.
The amount of times that if you're working with a specific piece of hardware, like I have a sound system over here. My sound system has a USB thumb drive that I can put MP3s and FLAC onto.
Yeah.
And that way I can just pick up my phone and be like, oh, big sound system, go play cool music, go play one of my favorite albums. So whenever I buy a CD, because yes, if you couldn't tell, I'm a collector of physical behind me.
Yeah.
I buy physical CDs, I pop it open, drop it into a drive, I rip it to FLAC, and then that FLAC goes to that thumb drive in that sound system.
Yeah.
So it's on the server and it's on the sound system, and then I never touch the CD ever again. Mm-hmm. CD becomes artwork at that point. If I need to go reference it, I have it. But like that box takes FAT32.
Yeah.
Or EXFAT, but EXFAT is also kind of a wonky thing here and there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, for devices like that, I had to use a third-party tool to format the drive bigger because Windows has just been dumb since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Thinking about there's knowing that Windows XP was 25 years ago, and then there's knowing that Windows XP was 25 years ago, and how far removed we actually feel from it. When Windows XP launched, I remember getting a launch copy of it and installing it, and immediately every operating system that was before it. You know, your 2000 Millennium 98 second
Gone.
edition,
Doesn't matter.
95, Windows 3.1, all gone. All faded into obscurity almost instantaneously because XP was just that freaking good. There's only 8 years between the release of Windows 3.1 and Windows XP, and we are now 25 years removed from the release of Windows XP.
That's kind of crazy to think about. Also, you know what's crazy to think about? FCKGW.
We all knew it. We all knew it.
Yep. For those who know, you know. For those that don't, just go Google it.
Just
it's
go
not that bad.
FCKGW.
You'll see a photo of the Windows XP CD. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
That's all mine were labeled.
Yeah, and then the other piece of news, I don't know if it was that article or another one, but they were talking about the NVMe driver being updated in Windows 11
Yes.
to be more optimal now.
Yes. I don't recall exactly what they changed.
It's a more direct storage path in terms of the code path inside of the kernel, I believe.
Yeah.
So before, and basically all of the operating systems are in the midst of doing this right now, where every operating system has had an intermediate storage layer, like a more universal one. So like a SCSI command would go to a universal, or no, the storage command would go to the universal system, would go to the SCSI system, would then pass it to the SCSI device.
Yeah.
And all of these extra layers require extra memory copies and extra, like overhead with all these different calls going on.
Yeah.
But NVMe is so freakishly fast now that operating systems are like, hey, we need to bypass all these layers and just do as close to just straight bare metal with our commands as possible.
Yeah.
And so my understanding is that's what this driver is for Windows. And like I said, it's not just a Windows thing. I've seen this in Linux, I've seen this in BSD, and I assume Mac can do it.
Yeah.
Because something we haven't gotten to talk about yet is the fact I am trialing a new Mac right now.
Yeah.
And 15 gigabytes a second loading files has been insanely awesome. I have been doing that, and it's like I've been loading 80 gigabyte files on this Mac, and it takes seconds, single-digit seconds.
Yeah. While a lot of you are aware, I switched over to an M4 Mac Mini close to 6 months ago or so. Vince, what Mac are you currently running?
So I've had this less than a full week at this point. This is the M5 Max, but it's not the edition you've seen all the YouTubers review, because they've all been reviewing the bottom spec.
Yeah.
Which means it has less GPU cores and less RAM.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly wanted the RAM, which Apple only lets you buy the absolute highest spec CPU if you get the 128 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
So that's, 18-core CPU and 40-core GPU, I believe, is the spec?
Yes.
So what I'm hearing, Vince, is you got your tax return a little bit early this year.
Technically...
You didn't say no.
Technically. So my buddy Krez, another LAN party, PDXLan local.
Yep.
I was talking with him about what to buy, because I was actually going to buy a much lower end unit. He's like, no, for the workloads you want the M5 Max.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, by the way, you know that Apple just has financing? You just click 2 checkboxes and they'll just finance it.
Yeah.
And so I will admit that I did actually finance this. But yes, if you look at my tax return and the cost of this laptop, there might be some overlap there. I'm just spreading out the payments over a few months, that's all.
Yeah. Making it not hurt all at once.
But yeah, like, I know we were talking about Windows there, and we're transitioning to Mac real quick, but I will say that the biggest thing I've noticed with this is I have actively used 80 gigabyte files where it loads the entire thing into RAM in 5 to 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, it is just bonkers. I just watched, it's a progress bar, but it's like, it's a very active, fast progress bar, and I'm like, I could live with this.
Yeah.
It's actually loaded right now while we're having this call.
Yeah, he dropped this bomb on me. He has LM Studio loaded with an 80 gigabyte model.
80 billion parameter model right now is loaded while we're having this call.
Yeah. On his laptop.
And I still have 68 gigs free of RAM right now.
Yeah.
Because
so when are we going to tell Vince that he's choppy and he's getting like 2 FPS on this video?
with this much compute, that ain't a thing. Like that's the thing. This is a multitasking beast of a machine.
Yeah.
Like that's probably like the biggest thing that I've noticed is that nothing stutters ever. We've talked about this before, you and I. I know you've talked to Tom and a few others about this.
Yeah.
Using programs like DaVinci Resolve and how much just random stutter they have on Windows PCs.
Yeah.
And then there was a bunch of other stuff on PCs that are just little micro stutters here and there. We talk about it in like the gaming space and whatnot. Mm-hmm. A lot of that is the freaking operating system. Like, and things like I used to be a Windows plugin developer for like Explorer, things like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of internal timeouts in the kernel. So the kernel will make a call into something, or an application will make a call, and everything will lock until that call is either returned or timeout happens.
Right.
You'll see this with the Windows Explorer. Windows Explorer is an amazingly phenomenal program, but it's still a single-threaded application.
Yep.
Where there's hundreds of plugins that interact with it. Because if you think of your right-click menu, like everything that can pop up in there is a plugin.
Yeah.
And then everything that can do thumbnailing is also plugin. So if you have like camera raw files, you need a special plugin just to be able to view those. I have one for vector graphics SVG files. But if for any one plugin screws up for any reason, Explorer has a default 60-second timeout. So those times when you see Explorer just lock up for no reason, it's because it has a 60-second timeout. Almost 0% of the time is it Explorer locking up. It's a plugin that's locked, but Explorer cannot continue its processing until the plugin returns its compute back to the Explorer.
Do you want to know where you can intentionally introduce that lockup?
Drag a file over a network share and watch Defender try to scan it.
Exactly.
Because it's Defender that's doing that, by the way.
Yes.
So if you've ever wondered why if you drag something over a network share and your system entirely locks up, that is Windows Defender plugin in Explorer trying to scan the entirety of that network share.
Yep. It also triggers it if you disconnect a network drive. Or it's no longer accessible on the network, and you drag a file over it because it's trying to contextually see does that network have the enough available storage to drag this file into there. And if that server can't respond, it'll time out until it gets that request.
And that timeout is 60 seconds still in 2026.
Yeah.
They have never changed that value.
Yep.
Vince, I have a macro to kill Explorer on my Stream Deck. Because that happens to me all the time. And now I know why, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, if you go look on forums, most people don't know. The only reason I know specifically is because, again, I used to be a plugin developer for Explorer.
Yeah.
And so I was deep in that section of the documentation. Documentation people. I was very deep in that part of the documentation. And I broke Explorer a lot because, I mean, when you're developing something, you're going to break things. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was in that part of the application a lot. Let's just say a few years ago, you know, when we were talking about that whole XP thing. I've been a developer a while.
Yeah. So if you've ever had to use an ActiveX plugin and it sucked, you can blame Vince.
God, I hated working with ActiveX, but it did some really cool stuff conceptually.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Internet Explorer back then was an ActiveX plugin. And so, I mean, now we know about this because we have Electron where everything's compiled together, but back then, you could just embed Explorer inside of another application.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was just a plugin. And it wasn't just Explorer. All of Microsoft Office was what's known as an OLE.com object, which is similar to ActiveX.
Okay.
Which is why you can drag an Excel file into Word and it will render correctly. So,
okay.
So, like, Microsoft actually had these really cool ideas of everything being highly modular and everything can interact with everything else. but the implementation just, the fact that, everything was all single-threaded and didn't have like the level of modularity, like multi-core modularity that it needed. Because Windows relies on what's called like a main thread and then subthreads. The main thread is what actually handles painting of the screen.
Yeah.
And if you lock up the main thread, everything else locks up.
Vince, we're talking about Windows, not Adobe products.
Oh God, Adobe's nice about this. Adobe is also extremely single-threaded.
Modularization, single-threaded reliance. I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds like Premiere.
Premiere, Photoshop, they both heavily fault with this.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I actually did apply for Adobe a couple times. A recruiter did reach out to me. We have discussed about this. I've actually talked with some of their product engineers about this kind of stuff. And then they realized who I was, and they immediately just shut the door on my face. I may or may not have been running a campaign at one time called F Adobe, where a bunch of people would go to the headquarters and take selfies of them flipping off the building. Speaking of San Jose, by the way, it's right there.
It is.
So it was kind of convenient. Every time I went to the convention center, I had a hotel room facing the Adobe headquarters, and I would salute them every morning. Yeah, once they realized I was that guy, they immediately shut the door on me getting a job there.
That's funny.
Another $5 from Jay, it looks like.
Yes. Jay says, mini topic if you guys want. And actually, Vince, this is a great question for you. If you could buy a roughly $400 card that could only run LLMs, but could do so stupid fast with lots of room for context, would you?
I mean, I just spent over $5,000 on a laptop.
Yeah.
Before this, I was actively looking at spending, $2,500-ish for the Blackwell 4500.
Yeah.
Is what I was considering running, but what is that, a 24 or 32 gig card? Somewhere in that range?
Yeah.
I think it's 32.
I think it's 32. Yeah.
Yeah. That is actually what I was going to buy initially. But the thing is, like, Windows pissed me off so bad. Like, there are certain stability issues I was running into, certain application stability issues I was having. And time is money. And even if it's not necessarily my day job, and I'm not making money on this, it's like, it's still my life it's wasting.
Yeah.
And I got tired of it. So I'm just like, screw it, I'm buying a Mac. And then the price point just kept going up and up and up and up from there. But,
yeah.
$400, that would be like some of the low-end Intel cards that have been coming out, and those are stupidly interesting. Except maybe you should ask Yocto about drivers.
Yeah. I can confirm. I have a B60 on hand right now. So thank you to Yocto.
60 or 70?
Did you give me the 60? I think you gave me the 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought he said you had a 70, but that could also just be another card.
Oh, no, it might be a 70. Crap, which one? No, it's a 70. That's right.
Haha.
That's right. Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he mentioned that just a little bit earlier in chat that you had a...
Yeah.
I think he mentioned that you had a B70.
Yes. Yeah. My brain is so fried from this weekend, so I couldn't remember which one he gave me.
Too many numbers. Can we just, like, call things normal things?
Right. Yeah, but yes, B70. I have one of those. The B70 is an interesting card because for $1,000, it in theory delivers what I've been asking NVIDIA, AMD, Intel to deliver for quite a while, which is SRIOV bifurcation of a graphics card that's license free to be able to do virtualized gaming or VDI or whatever you want. And 32 gigs, pretty generous frame buffer. One of the cheapest 32 gig cards you can get, even on the used market. I mean, gosh, a Tesla V100 32 gig card is still $1,500. So I'm interested in it. But I hear the VFIO configuration is not so great, and the drivers are even worse. I have started doing some very preliminary configuration on getting things going. It's been a bear so far. I think this is about as much as I can say. And Yakto says, sadly, I can confirm today that the newest driver also does not make the SRIOV VFs work.
I mean, this is just so sad. Like, Intel, when they first announced that they were doing these data center cards, this is one of their big promises.
Yeah.
Was like, I want it for VDI.
Yeah.
Not even for gaming. I run a few Windows VMs on my infrastructure for various reasons, one of which is actually DaVinci Resolve. The DaVinci Resolve Server Edition, even though I do all my editing locally on, it's going to be this Mac, but previously my desktop, the Server Edition only runs on Windows right now, and it's complicated to get it running under Wine or anything else.
Yeah.
So like I have Windows VMs for that, or just utility VMs for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And I've always wanted to have something better than just software rendered graphics.
Yeah.
And so do I just drop in a full GPU and dedicate it to a single VM, even though I'm running 3 or 4 Windows VMs right now? Mm-hmm. Or do I get like a VDI solution, which in the VMware space, which is what I'm running in, NVIDIA's basically dropped it. They don't care anymore. Yeah. And Intel was looking like they were going to be the guys to pick it up and take over that realm. But if you don't have drivers, then what the hell does it matter?
Right. Yeah, and this all comes down to software support. And, the reason I've done so much coverage of VDI solutions is something that I care very deeply about. And I think, given whatever business that you're operating in, if you need employees that need rendered desktops and you have data security concerns about data being offsite or in laptops or not being on campus on your own servers, just sling your employees a video stream. Let them work as if they're natively sitting in front of a PC that doesn't physically exist, and all of your data stays sovereign to your internal organization. Nothing actually leaves. And there is so much there.
But like beyond that, like even getting away from all those big technical reasons, way early in my career, I worked at a mom and pop auto parts shop for several years, and we had one server. It was a Dell T710, which was actually new for that era. Yeah. 48 gigs of RAM. We had 8 500 gig drives in it, spinning Rust, because I mean at the time it's 3 terabytes usable. That's good. Mm-hmm. We put a Windows terminal server on that. Yep. And then we repurposed the slowest, shittiest PCs we had as just terminal clients. Yeah. Running remote desktop or an open source remote desktop thing. Mm-hmm. And that worked great for that era because again that was the Windows XP era we were talking about. Yeah. For that little amount of video being pushed across the systems, those desktops that we repurposed could barely do Windows 98 basically. That was their upper limit. And here they were running much, much more modern software because the software was running on the server. Yeah. And we essentially just had dumb clients at that point. Yeah. Which hilarious, that's actually how the company started. They were actually an SEO Unix house initially with actual dumb terminals running over a phone cable. Yeah. So we eventually, we had the 98 machines for a while and then I had them upgraded to running a terminal server. Mm-hmm. But being able to do that today with how graphically intense the world is, the internet is, and even your desktop with just transparency effects and rounded corners. Yeah. It kills the video stream. Yeah. So Vince, having that little extra bit of oomph would be nice.
Vince, I want to hex you with an idea, and Jeff, I want to see if this is a good craft computing idea. Mm. VFIO allows for, you can split it to a VM. Yeah. So, if you have a high availability cluster, could you have a VM fail over and then grab another chunk of a different GPU on a different system?
VMware already does this.
Yeah, VMware does this, and technically the vGPU driver for NVIDIA does this. And so you can set those up with high availability. I don't know if the KVM driver for that does, or if that's VMware exclusive, but yes, you can have a high available, graphically accelerated VM.
So when are we going to see the craft computing video where you try and get that working with Intel GPUs?
Well, first they have to get one VM running at all. That'd be
and then 2 VMs.
That'd be a great starting point. Yeah, one VM would be great. 2 VMs would be better.
Oh, it's that bad, huh?
Yes.
Oh God.
I think with what Yocto was saying the other night with some of his testing is he did have it somewhat working on a single VM.
Yeah.
And as soon as the second VM starts, everything crashes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not in a good place right now. And it's one of those things where, like, I don't want to bash Intel. Like, we need a third player. We need a fourth and fifth player, hell, in my opinion.
Right.
Remember back when Matrox was still a player?
Yep. S3.
Yeah, S3. So I want to see Intel, get their drivers solid, and they're probably not that far off. It's probably just compatibility with specific boards in terms of, we've had a lot of talk about, resizable bar and things like that. Like, actual hardware communicating with hardware is complicated.
It is, yeah.
And so my guess is probably a lot of it just comes down to just figuring out all those little nuances, shove a few more people in that team at Intel, and just hope they can figure out these hopefully little issues, get them resolved, get them in the drivers, and we all benefit.
Yeah.
Free 3D effects from NVIDIA domination. Thank you.
Make SLI great again.
That was one of the things with the NVIDIA presentation at PDXLan. They're like, what does SLI stand for? And I'm like, which generation, the true one or your bullshit one?
Yeah.
Also, why do they ask that if SLI is dead?
Good. I mean...
Hey guys, remember when we supported multiple GPUs?
Yeah,
I was about to say SLI isn't dead because of my laptop, but I did actually pull out the second 1080 to put a 3080 into it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even in my laptop that had SLI when I got it a few months ago, it's not SLI anymore.
Yeah.
Well, SLI stands for NVLink. Wait, which one? Because they have like they have the one between GPUs and they have the stupid one for data centers.
Yeah, there's
which is also called NVLink.
Yeah.
Or sorry, NV Spine is the new one.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how they're differentiating it. Is before NVLink was simply a bridge between two or more devices, but it was graphics card to graphics card by a physical bridge. Now they're doing NVLink Spine, which is through the PCI Express bandwidth and has a deeper connectivity and a deeper awareness of the cards that are attached to it.
My understanding is that even though it's very, very close to PCI Express, they are doing some proprietary stuff with the signaling as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it operates at PCI Express standards. How's that? And yes, Yocto got it right. Scanline interleave or scalable link interface.
Yeah, that's because the 3DFX method was, if you think like interlaced video, so if you had two GPUs, one would render the first line, the next would render the second line, and they'd alternate.
Yeah.
And you can scale this up to as many GPUs as you want. There was the prototype 6000 card, which had 4 GPUs on it.
Yep.
I would still love to get my hands on that, even though the drivers were never finalized for it, but there are some community drivers to get that up and running again.
Yeah, there's some floating around. I do have some 4-way GPU cards. I have cards with 4 GPUs on them. I've got the NVIDIA Grid M40, which has 4 GM107 GPU dies on board, I think with 8 gigabytes of memory each. It's like a 32 gig card.
Yeah, the comment there, bring 3DFX back, they were great. We have to look at the hyperbolic time chamber that 3DFX lived in.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking about the difference in time from Windows 3.1 to XP. And remember, only a quarter of that was 3DFX.
Right. 3DFX
existed for 3 to 4 years, and that was it.
3DFX was an influential company in modern computing. They were the first to market with a lot of different ideas, both software and hardware. But the grand scheme of things, they were a flash in the pan.
They made a lot of really, really bad business decisions.
Yes.
They tried purchasing their primary board partner without knowing what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
They did not actually understand board hardware and that level of marketing and sales. They knew how to make a chip because they were all SGI engineers.
Yeah.
That's also why, if you actually look at the code, Glide is not that much different than OpenGL from the same era.
Yeah.
Because the 3dfx card was basically the hardware implementation of OpenGL.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I just clicked on our next story.
Ooh, what's next?
Next is, hey, is your brand struggling? Is your business not doing as well as you think it should? Just become an AI startup instead.
Oh, I know what this is now.
Craftcomputing.ai. This is how he's announcing it, everyone. OpenViro is now an AI-first company. Anyway.
The AI will tell you the temperature of your rack.
Yeah. How is that any...
It seems about this temperature in this room.
How is that any different from the current method of sending an intern in there and going, yeah, it's kind of warm?
To be fair, even though I wasn't an intern, I actually did that when I worked at a telecom company.
Oh yeah, no, I've sent interns into the server room before to verify readings that I was seeing. Or is this light blinking? Can you go to server 7 and...
Yep.
Yeah, I have totally used SneakerNet to verify sensor readings.
Well, I worked at a telecom company right as the pandemic hit. I was hired right before, but I worked through the pandemic. And I moved to Seattle because of that job, and the apartment that I took was across the street from the office. So I had a very long commute, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we had 5 racks on site in the office itself, and this wasn't even our production infrastructure. This was just like local storage, local backup,
yeah.
Wi-Fi management for the on-site infrastructure, things like that. And we were having thermal reading issues on a Cisco router. And so it turned out that at one point, one of the AC units died. We had redundant AC. And then the second AC unit died. So after that, a few times a week, I would go into the room and validate that both AC units were still producing air, because that was controlled by facilities management and the place that we were renting, not us ourselves. Jeff, are you at that point where you're lagging?
Yes. Yeah. No, my CPU literally just spiked to 100, and
I could tell from the Zoom quality it went to crap like really, really bad.
Yep. Yep.
It's about that time of the night in the video where that happens.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, look, almost exactly 90 minutes.
Yeah. By the way, that's also what I'm testing right now. I want to see how far I can take this without closing the window, because consistently I would have to reload the chat window once per video session.
Let's vibe code an app that is an Electron app, and it limits the amount of CPU utilization to like 15%. And then Jeff just runs YouTube Studio in that.
Yeah, there we go.
But if he can't run YouTube Studio, then how are the bits getting to the stream?
Yeah. Because if YouTube Studio is where the leak is at, and that absorbs all 15% of the CPU, there's nothing left for the legit stuff to get through. And that's the problem that we're running into right now. It's just it's using 100% and killing everything else.
Wait, are you streaming? You're streaming through OBS, and then you link to your key, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, then that'll be fine. It'll keep going through.
Yeah, but if YouTube Studio, the web app is open, it has a memory leak in it right now. Or something that after about 90 minutes, it spikes your CPU to 100%.
So what I'm hearing is we need to make a cron job that just reboots it automatically.
Yes.
Because the best software always has automations that resets itself.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of time.
Right.
That's how you fix memory leaks, actually. It's not good programming or memory keeping track of memory. It's just restarting it.
It's just resetting your cache every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what cache is for anyway. It's supposed to be fast so you can like turn it off and turn it on again really quickly.
So Jeff, you might actually be right about that memory leak thing. My Firefox is at 5.4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
And while that may not sound like not a lot or whatever, I have almost nothing open right now.
Yeah.
And it was less than 1 gig when we started.
Yeah.
So that's how much resources are going to, and I only have the chat window open. Like I did to pop out of chat, I closed the YouTube stream, and I have almost nothing else open otherwise in Firefox. So that's how much just your chat is taking up right now for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But of course, it's not slowing down because it's this laptop for some reason.
Right.
Good news is RAM is really cheap right now, so Jeff can get extra RAM for his machine.
Well, yeah, and it's great that it's also soldered onto this board because this is a Mac Mini M4.
You can also just download moreram.com.
Yes, I can.
Have we achieved the point, while Jeff is rebooting his thing, have we achieved the point where NVMe SSDs are faster than, like, DDR2?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Let me go validate that real quick.
Once we hit DDR3 speeds, will it... Well, no, because PCIe 3.0 would be your bottleneck.
On servers, NVMe is almost the same speed as RAM.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually that's been one of the big issues with FreeBSD specifically, like with the Netflix CDNs, is that NVMe is so fast that RAM cannot keep up, and that's actually the bottleneck is going between NVMe and RAM, and that so a lot of the work is being done to stream as many bytes as possible directly from NVMe straight to NIC.
So Jeff, a new video idea. Microcloud with NVMe drives only and like 2 gigs of RAM, and see how much you can do with RAM cache or with a RAM disk.
I mean,
So
I've got a server with a bunch of RAM, so yeah, that's...
And you could get like a Honey Badger PCIe 16X, it's 3.0 still. So that's enough bandwidth to like run applications on.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so Zeus, Matt, I had to look this up because I was actually curious. The fastest single channel DDR2 is 8.5 gigabytes a second.
Damn.
What's
that's pretty
what's
good,
the
actually.
random I/O on it though? Because that's where
That's the difference, yeah.
yeah.
But let's just talk this real quick, okay? So that's 8.5 a second. So that's 17 that you can do in dual channel, which is about common for what a desktop would be.
Yeah.
That's about the bandwidth of the NVMe on this laptop.
Yeah. It's about 15 gigs a second. Yeah.
And also where I was talking about like the performance on the server class stuff, like what Netflix is dealing with, they're obviously not dealing with just a single 4-lane drive. They're dealing with like a whole array of drives for storage, and then they're feeding an 800 gig NIC.
Yep.
Which is cool because like Netflix is totally public and open about their infrastructure and how they build their CDN boxes. They're really, really nice with how much information they just give out freely in like what are they, like talks at tech conferences and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, DDR2 is slower than a 100 gig network card?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. 100 gig networking would be 10 gigabytes a second. Single channel would be slower. Dual channel would be faster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
But
still
yeah,
waiting for that video.
So, I mean, I think we just solved the RAM crisis. We could just shove DDR2 on everything. We just had more channels.
Yeah.
I mean,
storage hasn't gone up in price.
that's kind
so
of
just
always
add
been the
storage.
answer.
Granted,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm looking at the fastest DDR2, not what most people had.
Yeah. DDR2 topped out at 1066.
Yeah, that's what I'm quoting right now. Is the 1066.
Most
But,
most
400
servers
to
topped out at
800.
800.
Yeah, 400 to 800 is like the common realm that you'll see.
Yeah.
I do have some good news for your chat, Jeff. If you go to eBay and look up DDR4 ECC, it is getting cheaper.
Yes.
A lot cheaper.
I did notice that.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to build a server, or our favorite platform, X99,
Still not down to levels that I'd like it to see, but the first result is for a Micron 32 gig stick, only $135. That was $250 last week.
Yep.
So
and that's first result, so someone's paying a shit ton to advertise that.
right. And I mean, here's the prices that we were looking at. Here's a single 64 gig stick for $900.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the prices are starting
Look
to
at that.
level back out.
$70, 16 gigs for $50. That's
Yeah.
close to where it was before the RAM crisis.
Right.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of people hate me for what I paid for the RAM in one of my servers. I'm going to give out a secret right now, and I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to give it out. eBay is not the only auction website on the internet to look up this stuff.
Correct.
I bought 256 gigs worth of 16 gig DDR4 ECCs. So 256 gigs of RAM. And granted, this was about 2 years ago now. How much do you think I paid? Matt, you can chime in on this too. Like 256 gigs of RAM of 16 gig sticks. DDR4 ECC.
A couple years ago, I would have said about $200.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think?
you're a YouTuber, Vince, so it was actually free, and you
Yeah.
can sell it for profit.
Yeah, money is nothing to a YouTuber. Like,
Oh, and it's a tax write-off.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you'd be
it's
stupid
free.
not to buy it. Yeah.
Oh,
Tax
so-
write-offs
so
are just
I'm
free
being
money. Didn't
paid.
you know that?
I'm being paid for this. But yeah, I think I paid $120 shipped for it.
Yeah.
And that was on the Goodwill auction website.
Yes.
So Goodwill, like, if you're like a retro game collector or tech collector like I am, and you go into Goodwill and it looks like they just have crap on the shelves these days, they've learned that anything that might be worth value, they now hoard and put on their auction website instead of selling in person.
Yep.
And I've talked to collectors all over the country. They're all saying the same thing. Where
I have bought some collectibles through Goodwill over the last couple of years. Yep.
yeah, but like in-store inventory sucks now for anything that we would be interested in
Yep.
the tech or retro gaming space. It's all on the auction website. And video games, at least, auctions actually usually go higher than eBay at this point.
Yeah.
When I was buying from it, it was usually about half of eBay cost. But like I said,
Yeah.
the RAM that I got was about half of eBay cost at the time.
Yep.
Like 256 gigs or $120, like I dropped that. I didn't even care. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny. I was actually leaving my sister's house after a party. Granted, I wasn't the one driving, but I'm sitting here bidding on my cell phone to make sure I get that bid at the last second to make sure that I'm the one getting that RAM for the
Yep.
server. And that's what's powering my main production server here right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, here's 64 gig sticks for $2,000.
The thing is, though, it's like the cost of the stick is not linear based on the size of the stick.
No, it's not.
The 64 gig sticks have always been stupidly expensive.
Yep.
I've actually never owned a stick of RAM, a DDR4 ECC stick that exceeds 16 gigs. I just always buy servers that have a shit ton of DIMM slots, and I've been cycling the same DDR4 16 gig Micron sticks for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hurt your soul real quick?
Oh no.
2019 is when I built my desktop. I got some of the first UDIMM ECCs off the line.
I'm
I
gonna
got
make
them.
Oh,
I got 32
Ow.
32 gig UDIMMs. We nicknamed the Unobtainium because no store had them, and I had to special order them. And I've had people ask me what brand they are, and I'm like, well, they're Samsung chips on blank PCBs.
a week
Yeah.
before the RAM crisis started, I bought 4 Dell R330 servers with 64 gigs of RAM each.
Yeah.
UDIMM, ECC.
Uh-huh.
I paid $200 per server. And that was with a Xeon, with iDRAC, with 64 gigs of RAM, and these were the SFF servers. So
Yeah.
They had the like more slots. And
Nice.
I tried to buy one more for redundancy,
Yeah.
and that's when the RAM crisis started, and the seller had it in inventory and literally told me, I will not sell this to you, and then relisted it for like twice as much.
Yeah.
That's a lot of that's been going on eBay and sites and Craigslist and
Yep.
Marketplace or wherever you happen to be buying from.
Yep.
Anyway, Jeff, you got some more stories? Because I know actually I kind of loaded you up today, and
Yeah.
we spent all day talking about LAN
Yeah, we did.
because we need happy good stories.
Yeah, happy good stories. None of this other bull crap. The one that made me laugh more than anything else this week was struggling shoe retailer Allbirds
Oh, that's where we started.
Yeah, that's where we started. Yeah,
talking about.
Yeah, we got into the RAM crisis. Yeah, no, we're still on the same story, Vince.
Crap.
Makes bizarre pivot to AI, and in doing so, adds $127 million to their stock value. I am still confused AF about what they actually announced, because it's really not clear. For those who don't know, Allbirds is a shoe retailer, a la like Payless Shoes or something like that here in the States. They announced on Wednesday that they are pivoting from shoes to artificial intelligence.
Their website is painfully Bay Area, so I get it.
Yeah.
Real quick, Cybic says pump and dump, and for those of you who had those pump shoes as a kid, yes. Dude, like when I was a kid, every kid wanted those pumps. Like you pressed the little thing and it like inflated something or whatever crap it did.
Yeah.
Like that was the hot crap when I was a kid.
Nah, Vince, we had Heelys when I was a kid. Those were the shit.
wheels in the shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because you're one of those crazy, like, I don't know, not millennials or...
We're called Zoomers, derogatory.
Yes. Yeah, he's one of them Gen Z folks. Yeah. Whereas you and I, Vince, were elder millennial or exennial is I believe the proper term for us.
We need a new term that somehow incorporates the word dial-up modem.
Right. I really like the exennial. In fact, it's an entire community on eBay or on eBay. Jesus.
On eBay.
Good lord.
I mean, probably.
Yes, pretty much.
I mean, that's where I live, but
that is where we live.
But no, on Reddit there's an exennial subreddit for those late 70s to mid 80s kids that. Look, when I was growing up, and I've talked about this before, when I was growing up, I was called Generation Y or Generation Next, or...
we didn't have a name. They just kept changing it every week, and they still are.
They changed it every week, and then all of a sudden, like, the 2000s rolled around, and they went... the mid-2000s rolled around, and they went, these millennial kids, they grew up with the internet, and everything's always been online to them, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the internet wasn't a thing when I was in, like, we only started using the internet for schoolwork when I was in high school, and you couldn't use it for a source. The encyclopedia was still the source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so with this story specifically, I find it kind of odd and interesting because, like 2 or 3 years ago, there was a ton of companies that were just adding AI to the end of their name, or they would have like a name that was slightly off from ChatGPT or something like that just to pump and dump their stock.
Yeah.
And we haven't really heard about this in the past year or two since like that big spike and wave early on.
Yeah.
So the fact that they did it, they're successful at it, and it's a big news story. It's like, oh, somebody just took like the playbook from a few years ago, and they're like, oh, people have forgot about this playbook. Let's just go do it again.
Yeah. Probably the best comment I saw on the Allbirds story was actually on Reddit, and it says, is Allbirds this generation's pets.com? And for people of my age, pets.com might ring a bell because pets.com was basically the doombringer of the .com bomb. It was the one that pushed us over the edge of any sense of marketability. GeoCities, GeoCities was a thing. AOL was a thing. But they were elements within the .com bubble, the .com bomb. Pets.com was the straw that broke the horse's back.
They died hard.
It was the thing that made people realize, oh, none of this is actually marketable or viable, and brought about the doom of that whole bubble. Is Allbirds going, we're no longer a shoe company or just a shoe company. We're now integrating agentic AI into every fabric of our being. Is this the one that finally gets the attention of everyone to like wake up? because it kind of feels that way to me. Like there's got to be one that eventually just goes too far.
There is a good question in chat, actually. Did they have a Super Bowl ad? That is part of the requirements of a bubble popping is you have to have a Super Bowl ad.
Unfortunately, I think Amazon with their Flock partnership took most of the flack this year.
You know, my business has had more traction replacing Ring cameras this year than anything else, and it's because of that ad.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
That an ad actively lost them money.
You know that whole saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity? Yeah, well, we just proved them wrong.
Yeah. Not only did the ad cost them money, the ad cost them mind share, which is exponentially worse. Because before...
It cost them reputation hardcore.
Ring, as a doorbell camera, was kind of the de facto thing. Hey, I need a Ring cam for my front door. It was almost the Google. It was almost the word for a doorbell camera.
Yeah.
It was that close. And then they said, we're going to help you find lost pets and maybe eventually turn on facial recognition so we can also turn in your neighbors for being illegal. Like they said the quiet part out loud, and all of a sudden, not only did their sales stop, the mind share shifted. No one wants a Ring anymore. Instantaneously because of that ad.
Jay says that ad would be worth explaining again for those who don't know or don't know the context.
Ring/Amazon ran an ad during the Super Bowl that said, you're a person, you have a family, and your family loves pets, right? Everyone loves pets. Who doesn't love the furry little creatures that we all, give all of our love and affection to?
Fur babies are the best.
Fur babies are the best. Who doesn't love a good fur baby? Nothing can break up a family more. Nothing is more heartbreaking than when a pet gets lost. And so Amazon is partnering with Flock. So we can, at the flip of a button, turn all of our cameras into a dystopian future hellscape a la Blade Runner, where every camera across the country can now search for your lost pet. And that kind of immediately sounded alarm bells, even with people who didn't have privacy concerns before. Because they went, if Amazon can retroactively flip a switch and turn my doorbell camera into a surveillance network, where we know Flock also has been in the news lately for spying on citizens, license plate readers, facial recognition, tracking without consent, all of the things. Like, Flock was already in the news for all of that, and that was kind of an awareness point. But with Ring decided to partner with them and say, we're just going to look for lost pets. What's the worst thing that could happen with that? The public immediately put two and two together in a way that I've honestly never seen before.
Yeah. And this isn't political left, political right stuff, because, like...
Yeah.
There are people on, let's say, the extreme right here in Washington State, or the ones that were actually battling Flock, saying, hey, I was in this vicinity at this time. I want to see the photos of me. That is now public record. Give them to me.
Yeah.
From Flock security cameras, not the Ring ones specifically. But,
yeah.
Like, Flock was right in the midst of getting a lot of bad press.
Yeah.
And Amazon was like, hey, what if we work with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flock around the country is being brutalized at town council meetings and everything else for cities signing contracts with Flock security that essentially turn them into a dystopian, surveillance state. There's a number of towns here in Oregon that are going through this. Florence, Eugene, Portland. They're all over the place.
Towns here in Washington too. And like I said, it doesn't matter which side of it, because a lot of these types of things are usually either political left, political right, but no, it's like left-leaning towns, right-leaning towns. It doesn't matter which side of the mountain you're on. That's kind of the divide here in the Northwest. Like, it was a other side of the mountain town that was like, hey, no, this is dumb. We don't want it anymore.
Spokane said that was a stupid idea. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, like everyone is coming together and collectively saying, no, this is bad. And then Amazon's like, hey, this thing that everybody hates right now, let's do a Super Bowl ad for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one of the most tone-deaf Super Bowl ads in history, I think.
Yeah.
That ad is going to go down in marketing classes of what not to do. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like the poster child of bad marketing from now until eternity, probably.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that ad is almost why the AI bubble didn't pop with the Super Bowl, because there were so many AI ads during the Super Bowl, and the Flock like integration took the heat from that.
Yeah.
So now we get to live with AI for another year. Or at least every company trying to integrate it, a la a shoe company that's now an agentic think tank of automation and industrial revolution. Shoes are so... I'm reminded of the Rick and Morty with the devil episode of... We've rebranded my trinket store into needful.com, spelled with 3s instead of E's. And we're the Web 3.0, blah, blah, blah. We just got bought by Google! Because he said, the right keywords at the right time.
It's all about that buzzword bingo. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
It's buzzword bingo. But yeah, like, just to be clear on one point, though, it's like, we're not necessarily for or against AI in general.
Right.
I only bought a laptop with 128 gigs of RAM just to run AI workloads locally. But that's because, like, some workloads it makes sense for, but there's also a lot of BS in the ecosystem, and most of that BS is in marketing.
Yes.
This is another example of it. And the thing I always keep complaining about is that AI is being shoved down people's throat. Mm-hmm. That's why people don't like it.
Yes.
There are certain workloads it is phenomenal for, and it was enough to make me pay several $1,000s for a new piece of hardware just so I can use it daily, but also democratizing it to the point where I'm running it locally and I'm not, like, beholden to any specific company like Google or OpenAI or Microsoft or whatever. Like, I want to be in control of it. And that's like the big thing that's missing in a lot of these conversations too. It's like, we're all home labbers, right?
Yeah.
We want to run things on our own hardware.
Jeff, I don't know if you saw this video, but to Vince's point, there's one video that I saw recently, which is a YouTuber who is like, hey, I'm doing home lab stuff. I just vibe coded this entire management application where I can view anything I want. I can create it from scratch. I purely vibe code it, and I'm not a programmer. I'm just a home labber. I like hardware.
Yeah.
And I'm not releasing it because there's an insane amount of security flaws. But the fact that anyone can do that now is awesome. However, the vibe coders obviously get a bad rap because they're releasing the shit they're making.
Yes.
r/homelab has some hilarious posts on there where someone will break into their app in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Or the classic, hey guys, the AI is amazing. Check out the website I just made, http://localhost.com. Or literally, yeah, something.localhost. 127.0.0.1.
Yeah. And again, I think I've been pretty clear on my feelings on AI. As number one, AI is predominantly a marketing issue with a lot of different industries where they're promising the world and can't deliver it.
Yep.
AI has a bad rap right now because of partnerships with Flock, for example. Flock is using AI facial recognition and things like that. But for every facial recognition company and for every LLM chatbot that's integrated into your Logitech, command suite or your, God, what was I was on a website earlier. Vince, you and I were talking before the show about Zoom's settings. And inside of Zoom, there were like 5 AI integrations that were shoved into the settings menu. There was you can AI generate your virtual backgrounds now.
I opened this Zoom session to join this call. It opened a web browser with a chat bot.
Yeah.
Why do I need a chat bot to have a face-to-face conversation with somebody?
Yeah.
Whether it's a business meeting or friends or whatever.
Right. Zoom for the last year or so has been advertising that you can have an LLM agent listen to your web meetings and auto transcribe notes and time codes and things like that for you, and also leave you with a list of like actionable items. So it was agreed upon that Vince would on Tuesday do X project, and circle back on Thursday, no later than Thursday. And Jeff was responsible for this, and Matt was responsible for that, just based on the conversation that you have in the Zoom meeting. And kind of a cool feature, as long as it gets the information right.
Well, I don't know what your point was, Jeff. Can I look at the AI summary real quick?
I don't have it
I don't remember
enabled.
what you were talking. Ah, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
We would have got a notification.
Yeah.
Actually, Jeff, I'm going to have us now pivot to another thing that you and I discussed right before the show.
Yes.
You received a toy at PDXLan. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, this is what dates. I wanted to go back to specifically the Octo Party, because I actually made 3 of these. They all have 3D printed shells. One is a nice copper color, one is a nice gold color, and then one was Craft Computing green. Which one did you end up with?
The copper one.
Why?
Because Yocto took my green one.
I handed them out in order of who showed up to where I was first, and I went to Yocto's party.
Uh-huh.
If you would have been there, you would have had first choice.
Uh-huh.
You got third choice, which meant you got what was left over.
I got the copper one.
Yeah. So we're talking about AI stuff, right?
So just like my project, I'm going to make you share the STLs with me so I can print my own, because your colors are not good enough for me.
Actually, the model for the top hat is in the repo.
Excellent.
And the bottom piece I pulled off of Thingiverse.
Okay.
And I can link you to that.
Sweet.
Also, I don't know, Jeff, I don't know if you saw it, but just to make you mad about buying more P1Ss, they just came out with the X2 and it's $800. Or sorry, that's with the AMS Pro. It's actually $500 standalone.
Oh, for the X2?
X2, yeah.
Okay. Look,
X2E.
Look, I love my P1Ss, and they serve exactly the need that I need them to. And the X1, the X2, they're fantastic machines. They're also a little feature heavy for me for the things that I use. I liken it almost to like buying a car, where I prefer to spend 80% of my money not in the cabin. I want that to go to the engine, transmission, wheels, suspension, drivetrain, etc.
Then why don't you own a single car with an engine or transmission anymore? Sorry.
Because that's still not in the cabin. That's the battery and the drive. That's the drivetrain. My point is, I would rather have the better engine and better wheels and better tires than I would a bigger screen and color display and AI features and things like that. So yeah. But the P1Ss are freaking awesome, especially when you add Diamondback nozzles to them and heated enclosures and all the other things that I've done to them to make them very happy. Anyway, so Vince, you gave
a toy there?
I was gonna grab it before the show, and then I literally forgot to as I was grabbing my beer. It's out in the garage. I can grab it and I can show it off if you'd like.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, cause part of that's just customization. It is the NTP time server project that I'm working on. Basically, a Raspberry Pi with a GPS means you have a time server.
Yes.
It's fairly simple, and I know immediately everyone's going to compare this project to other projects, but I can tell you the one thing that this project does that none of the other ones do is I produce an SD card image. You just put the image on the drive and put it in a Pi, and you're done.
Yeah.
There's no complicated things you need to worry about. You don't need to learn Ansible or anything else like that. You just put the image on the card, you put it in the Pi, and it works.
Ansible feels like a call out.
This whole thing is a call out.
Vince, I was looking it up the other day to build one of those, and I found your repo.
Good. No, I've been working on a couple things with this. We were talking about the AI stuff, right? Most of the code is AI generated.
Yeah.
But I am not using it in the sense that I'm vibe coding. I'm not doing what people would call vibe coding. I'm using it more of a pair programming buddy. And also, what a lot of people are releasing, like when they say vibe coding, is they're making a minimum viable product. They're making the absolute minimum, like, does it show me the button on the screen? Okay, ship it, it's done.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
I had the minimum viable product in a weekend. And it's had about, 3 to 4 months worth of development post that process.
Yeah.
To where it's gotten to today with bug fixing, hardening of it, process improvements, usability improvements, building a custom dashboard, a TOI dashboard, things like that. A lot of heart and soul and thought and process has gone into this, but I'm not necessarily writing the syntactical text of the scripts that are running it. Mm-hmm. I'm coming up with the general ideas, what I want things to look like, how I want things to function. And then I have various LLMs generate code, and then I review that code, inspect it, and then fight back saying, no, you screwed this up. Mm-hmm. And we have a discussion back and forth until I finally get the final version that I am bringing in, and I'm modifying it as I bring it in, rather than it taking exactly what it gave me.
Yeah.
So this is the difference between vibe coding and properly using an LLM for something where I'm still doing the architectural design. It's just giving me the raw syntax for what I need it to do.
Right. And this has been my argument for utilizing AI tools from the very beginning, even including like photo editing, because that's where we started seeing AI tools early on, way back with like Adobe CS1, Adobe CS.
Yeah.
We got content aware fill, which was nothing more than a machine learning algorithm that could take contextual clues from an image and use it to fill in other pieces of the image. And while if you simply... So content aware fill was, hey, I took this beautiful picture, but there's a power pole and some power lines going through. I want to highlight those and then hit the delete key and have Photoshop figure out what element I'm trying to delete and then automatically remove it.
And generate some new pixels to replace them. That way it's not just like a blur or something.
Right. And so it would scan the pixels around that image as well as the overall image as a whole to get an idea of tone mapping and highlights and shadows and colors and things like that. And it would literally pixel by pixel remove this element. Now, 80% of the time, it got it pretty darn good. To where, unless you're pixel peeping, you're probably not going to notice anything. 20% of the time, it would not realize that the top of the power pole was the thing you were trying to delete, and it would delete that section of the power pole, but then it would paste it somewhere else smeared in the image, because it just didn't understand the context of that. In which case, you could undo it or more tightly or more loosely select what you were doing and try it again.
Or you just do it over and over again until you get what you want. Like you do like the bigger area, then a small area. And
right.
There's different ways to do it.
But that tool accelerated the ability for most people to Photoshop.
Yeah.
But there was also an 80-20 split of people who took the tool, went, I'm going to delete this object, and then hit the delete key, and then went, cool, I'm going to take this output and publish it.
Yep.
And then the other 20% who use it not as a final product generation, but as a tool to augment their own workflow to get a better product faster.
And if you want to see a great example of code that was just published without any oversight at all, go to GitHub and search for NTP Time Server. It's by Darkane. It's really good. It's really good.
It's
AI
in the Circuit
code.
Rewind repo. Thank you very much.
But
it's actually published under Circuit Rewind, not even though I'm the committer. It's under my organization, so to speak.
Yeah. But yeah, there is a difference between simply producing a minimum viable product, whether it is an image that you're removing a telephone pole from, or you are carefully crafting and curating code on the back end. AI can help, but it shouldn't be solely relied upon. And that goes back to what I've said about AI in the past, is it can make a good programmer better, but it can't turn me into a programmer. My brain doesn't work that way. I can I can script Kitty some Python at best. Like,
Yeah. And honestly, like, so we've mentioned a couple of times, this is literally why I bought this laptop and why I have an 80 billion parameter model loaded right now. Is so my whole idea was the fact that I don't like the idea that if I'm using these tools, I have to go to OpenAI or Google or Microsoft with Copilot or whatever tool it happens to be. Right now, if the entire AI bubble popped, everything got shut off in that whole ecosystem, I have it running 100% offline right now.
Right.
And I actually tested this, by the way, on the way back from PDXLan. I was screwing around with some LLM prompts on the laptop in an area where there was no cell service.
yeah.
And it didn't care. Like, everything's local on the laptop now. So I'm doing this at home in my lab.
Inference will enshittify. Even if the AI bubble doesn't pop, it'll enshittify.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to cost way more per token eventually.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, like I was talking with Jay about this specifically at PDXLan, since he's also real big in the LLM space. It was about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, and my timeline might be slightly off now. Most of the public free LLMs went to crap all in unison all at the same time. And they're all trying to reduce costs. They're quantizing further. So, instead of having 8 bits parameter, they're down to 4 bits parameter. And they're trying to do all this reduction right now just to save resources and whatnot. And it's hurt the quality of the content that they're producing.
Yeah.
And it's also a push to make you pay for the more premium models.
Yep.
So I paid for the more premium laptop model, and I just run it locally.
Yeah.
As home labbers do. It's just the difference is instead of running it on like 5-year-old server hardware, it's the MacBook that just came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we have talked about this, is that we're going to be in an interesting state 5 to 10 years down the road as home labbers, as what server infrastructure can be brought into the home lab, what server infrastructure can't.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that can't, but there is a little bit that can.
There's some cards out there that are going to start hitting the market if the bubble pops. Things like an A100, like an L40, cards like MI200s from AMD,
or just the current Blackwell RTX cards.
Yeah.
Like all the ones that are slot-in cards. Because Jay was talking about it, again, going back to him, there's a lot of servers out there that just have 6 or 8 PCI Express slots that people are slotting in the 6000s, the 4500s, or whatever. And like once those start cycling out, like even having 1 or 2 of those cards at home, you have a top-end inference system.
Yeah.
So like there is going to be some exciting hardware. It's just not going to be like what the hyperscalers are using right now.
Corey in chat says, I've got 2 L40s in my lab. Cool. Excellent. I'm not jealous at all. Yeah, I've got 2 A5000s. I've got I have a whole V100 DGX server with 8 32 gig V100s in it. A little bit older architecture, but still quite capable in a number of areas. And going back to our PDXLan conversation about games that we played and we're excited about playing, Artemis and Empty Epsilon, the spaceship bridge simulators. One of the things I always come back to with LLMs in an area that I really think they could enhance a consumer experience is actually D&D.
Yeah.
Being able to dynamically or generatively write a story or a scenario, or at least show you snippets of a storyboard for world building. I am not a programmer. I'm a decent storyteller, though. I kind of want to write a couple scenarios, or even take like summaries of Star Trek episodes and feed that into an LLM and have it generate me a game script for those, so it will randomly throw in a scenario or a variable into your gameplay.
Jeff, if you feed someone fiction and then have them write something, that's just called AO3.
I'm expecting significantly fewer tits.
Ah, tragic.
Yeah. I didn't say 0. I said significantly less.
So what you're describing is a good idea. It's something that I've thought about myself. Like, okay, can we AI generate, LLM generate scripts in games, and documents and other things like that? I've had LLMs try to write out some documents for me.
Yeah.
And you know how with the LLM output, it'll give you, like a description of what it's trying to do, and then it gives you the actual body of what it produced.
Yeah.
I was trying to have it come up with just a pun, specifically because I'm doing a talk on the Time server, which not fully publicly announced yet. I'll get in more details about that later. And I'm like, hey, give me a cool pun involving time and this other thing, and it just gave me dog crap over and over and over again.
Yeah.
No matter how much I teased it. And then it gave me like full-on out, like true poetry in one of the descriptions of what it was trying to do, and then just gave me crap in what it actually did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Go back to what you literally just said, how you described what you were trying to create. That was like fully freaking poetic.
Yeah.
And we were going to work with that and modify that and do that. Because everything else, like the general text that LLMs create, this is something I learned, was it like back in high school or college, learning media production back then. Your evening TV newscast is targeted at a first grade audience.
Yes.
And the reason for that isn't that people are dumb or stupid or anything like that. A phrase I love to use is that we're all differently experienced.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Venn diagram of everybody's knowledge, it falls flat on about a first grade level.
Yeah.
In terms of like vocabulary, like what you know, like the way you describe things, the way you interact with things, like you get down to that level, you will reach a broad audience. And so a lot of common text is written around that, and just the way we communicate, a lot of our common text is around that.
Yeah.
And LLMs prioritize commonality more so than environment.
Yes.
And it's hard to actually break out of that and start pulling in more of the environmental stuff, other than, like a couple tropes here or there. Because one time I was fighting with an LLM just giving me dumb crap over and over again. I'm like, okay, I don't need all the fluff. I don't need the 20 pages of explanation. I just need the bare minimum answer for the thing that I'm asking. Just give that to me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, pretend you're the computer from Star Trek. And do you know what it started doing? It started acting not as the computer of Star Trek, but if it was like an engineer interacting with the computer in Star Trek, like Geordi or somebody else. And I'm like, and it started giving me like the beep, boop, beep, like type messages too. And I'm like, no, like that is not what I asked. And you're doing completely wrong, because you are now acting like a general first grader's idea of what a computer should be from watching a cartoon on TV.
Yeah. So, side note, I'm watching the chat and I'm listening to you, Vince, and a lot of the chat, because I mentioned, like, I've got a couple A5000s and I've got a DGX V100 and I've got a couple of these things that I have access to. And then some of the people in chat are going, oh, I've got an 8x H100 system and we're looking at H200s. Oh, cool. I've got a Blackwell. We've got 3 H100 boxes. We've got this. We've got that. I just received a DM that said we have NVR 72 in the lab right now. NVR would be Vera Rubin, the architecture that was just announced. So, you all don't know it, but you lost.
Kind of jelly. Like, I'm running this laptop because it was what was loosely financially viable, but no, I was looking at what would it take to just shove a bunch of 6,000 Blackwells or something else into a box.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff has a micro cloud that he didn't pay for at all.
Oh, he bought the micro cloud?
No, he got crowdsourced.
It did get crowdsourced, but I am not investment free on this. How's that?
It's a tax write-off.
Yeah, it's free money. Yeah,
Free.
Yeah, YouTubers buy something, it's basically for free, right?
So speaking of which, did you ever make the video on the D?
I did make the video on the D.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a video that was microcloud nodes that aren't X79, and so we did the X99 and the D all in one.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yes.
Jeff's D isn't on YouTube though. You have to go to a different website for that.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you're a Vimeo user. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You laugh. I have a Vimeo placeholder just in case shit goes sideways.
Oh no, like that was the thing. When I registered the Circuit Rewind name, I was asking in your Discord specifically, like, hey guys, I'm not telling you what I'm doing or why I'm doing it or what the name's going to be. Just give me places to register a name. And it was just things like that where it's just, let's get as many as possible before I actually announce it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you learned from my mistakes, which I really appreciate.
No, it wasn't even your mistake. It was that Discord let somebody else take my handle.
Yeah.
Twitch let somebody else take my handle.
Yeah.
And the Twitch one especially pissed me off because, Twitch is the successor to Justin TV.
Yeah.
And I had the handle on Justin TV, and Twitch is would say, this handle's already registered. And I'm like, yeah, that's me, so let me use it. And so I'd go try to log in, and they're like, oh, this handle doesn't exist. And I'm like, but that's me. And I'm like, reset password. Handle doesn't exist. Like, it would just go back and forth. It doesn't exist and already registered.
Yep.
And then eventually, after about a decade of that, someone else finally had it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I own the trademark in the .com. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Why would you not let me have it?
Yep.
And then, like I said, Discord did the same. So I'm like, screw it, I'm changing handles.
Yep. There are a couple of remnants of someone who had tried to register OpenViro out on the internet, and I'm trying to collect those. Because outside of like a failed project in like 2016, OpenViro was white space, which is very rare to find. And so there was someone who tried to do something with it and owns a couple of handles, and I'm trying to get those relinquished to me. I'm not trying to do it by force, and in fact, I'd be happy to pay for them. But I own the .com. I own most of the social media handles. I own a whole bunch of other things. There's a couple that are not in my command, though, and I would like them. So, what's funny is a couple people in comments are going, that was me that DM'd you about the NVR 72. Me too! What's funny is it wasn't either of them, so...
Hey Jeff. I was just scrolling back to see like what we chatted about earlier for news stuff. Why don't you go share that photo from when I was setting up my laptop for the stream?
Oh yeah, let me find that real quick.
Granted, it's not my photo, but let's just say I might have left my condo and hid in the basement for a while.
Yeah, but this was with an eyesight, as they say.
Yeah, because I've been fairly public. Like, I live in downtown Seattle. I live fairly close to the Space Needle. And as you can tell from this photo, that's fairly close to the Space Needle, where lightning is striking. And there's quite a few big bolts like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go spend a half hour in the basement until the cell passes overhead.
Yeah. Kind of a gnarly cell hit the Northwest this afternoon. Because 2 or 3 hours before that, we were dealing with like 70-mile-an-hour gusts. And... our hail didn't get quite as bad as yours, but it was a lot of it. We got like little BB-sized hail.
I don't think I ever sent you the actual hail photo. We're not gonna have that on stream because that's gonna dox myself.
Yeah, yeah. Don't do that.
Remind me to send you that later. No, like I sent it to my mother and she asked if it was snowing.
Yeah, which we got a lot of hail, but this is far from the most hail that I've seen. Like I've seen whiteout hail where it's like 3 inches on the street.
There were tire tracks that you can see in the street from the cars.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like snow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just going back through our scroll back, there was one thing I did want to mention, even though this is kind of like just a quick little loose side thing, because we need some more happy news.
Yes.
You mentioned Artemis, the game. Well, there's also Artemis 2, the sequel, which is, the NASA mission.
Oh, heck yes.
One of the little pieces of news that came out the past couple days is I think he's the lead commander or whatever, Reed Wiseman.
Yes.
That little plushie, he actually confiscated it from the module when they landed, and he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And so he he attached it to his suit when he was taken off of the module, and there he is. He's getting out of the helicopter on the Navy ship, and he still has it with him. And he's just been. Every press event and media event he's done since then, he has had it with him.
Yeah.
So everyone on the internet, on Reddit anyway, has been joking that that's just like a new member, like a new child in his family. Because, well, the discussion was coming up. Legally speaking, that belongs to NASA. Anything that flies like out of orbit through NASA belongs to NASA.
Yeah.
And so, like, are they going to let him keep it, or is it going to go to the Smithsonian or something? But for now, they're kind of just like kind of being hands off and just letting him tour with their cute little plushie there.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see that video there where they're just playing with it in the background while they're doing a live interview. And
Yep. This is one of those legal gray areas. And I grew up with people spouting the oft said, possession is 9/10 of the law. That was a phrase that echoed through my head growing up. And there's technically the plushie was put in the rocket. It flew up there. Anything inside of the rocket is property of NASA.
Yep.
Technically, any uniforms that were worn by the TNG crew is property of Paramount. There's a story that came out like a couple of weeks ago about some of the crew from TNG. So you've got Patrick Stewart and
Michael Dorn.
Michael Dorn and LeVar Burton and Brett Spiner and Marina Sirtis and all them. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was LeVar Burton. They were doing an interview with him, and they said, "Do you have any of your TNG like uniforms or props or anything like that?" And he goes, "I have the visor, but I didn't get a uniform." And I asked my costumer, because each crew member had their own costumer who was responsible for their wardrobe and their props and everything else. And he goes, I asked my costumer if I could have the uniform on the final day of shooting, and they said no, they have to go back to Paramount. And he goes, okay, well I took the uniform off and handed it back, and then we all went out to dinner, and we went out to dinner, cast and crew, and I got to dinner, and frickin' Michael Dorn and Brett Spiner and a couple others are wearing their uniforms.
If you don't take them off,
now they're mine.
Yeah.
And apparently they still have those uniforms. And look, NASA's a federal agency. I wouldn't put it past them to be like, you have to return our property. This is an issue. You're our employee or whatever else. At the same time, who hasn't taken a pencil home from work, or in my case, like 3 dozen USB keys?
Speaking of which, pull that article up again real quick.
Yeah.
So the caption right underneath that photo there. No, scroll down.
Oh.
You were just.
Oh, under the video?
Yeah. Scroll up just a bit. I think it's hard to tell because like Zoom is doing some stuff. But see, it says 5 million names on an SD card are inside of it.
Oh. Submitted by folks around the world.
I did not know about that until this article either.
It is a mini moon with an earth-colored cap brimmed with stars. Inside the little toy are over 5 million names on an SD card submitted by folks around the world looking to fly their monikers to the moon.
See, that's the thing. Every little tidbit of the Artemis 2 mission just like brings more tear to the eye.
Yeah.
Like so many little minute things where it's just like it's too wholesome, and we just need good news.
Yes.
We need good stories. Going back to PDXLan, like we were at lunch, talking about the pizza, and I'm like, we got like 45 minutes until splashdown. We got to go back to LAN.
Yeah.
Like I was vocal about that. Remember?
Yeah.
We get back. I bring it up on my laptop, and I start listening into comms. I'm listening to comms and everything. And right at splashdown, I stand up and I start cheering. And there's 50 people behind me, not looking at me. It was on the big projector. We're talking like a 30-foot projector at the front of the LAN.
Yeah.
Where everybody was watching. I didn't even know they were.
Yeah.
Like if I would have known, I probably would have been up there. But at the same time, being back at my laptop meant I could hear comms as well.
Yeah.
And comms was amazing during Splashdown, and I kept the stream up for a good solid 2 to 3 hours until they got to the med bay.
Yeah.
So like that photo there showing him where he's holding the plushie,
Uh-huh.
like I was still watching all of it, and I wasn't even playing games at this point. I'm just like, maybe I'll have like, like some passive game on the side like Sudoku or something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was just glued into that stream so much. I'm just like, this is everything I wanted when I was a child, because like I didn't care about like fiction books and all that crap. I loved reading about space and exploration and the future of humanity. Like I still remember reading the future of science being the International Space Station, like the concept of it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, all of that technology has now led to this.
Yeah.
And there's another. We're already talking Artemis 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I said I'm not a programmer. I'll never be a programmer. My mind doesn't work that way. My mind is very much hardware, hard specs.
Yep.
I loved reading about the Apollo program growing up, the Gemini program growing up, which was a lot closer then than it is now.
when I was in 6th grade, I got to go to the Kennedy Space Center.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well, hilariously, like being the nerdy kid I am, right?
Yeah.
I was on the middle school chess team, and nationals that year were in Kissimmee, Florida, which is like an hour away or something from Kennedy.
Yeah.
So we did Disney World, and I didn't care, and we did Kennedy, and I'm like, yes, something for me.
Yep.
Jay chimes in again with another $2.
Artemis 2 is the Picard Season 3 of NASA. It's hard to argue with that. It's given us literally everything we wanted.
Every moment has been perfection, and like even now, because like I didn't follow it every day just because live stuff going on.
Yeah.
I've been watching some of the recordings of some of the videos. Like this morning, I just watched the video where the ISS and Artemis 2 were talking back and forth about what they were going to eat for lunch so they can sync up on what they're eating for lunch.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that was a thing. I read the article, but watching the video of them talking about it and how they're just geeking out
Hey,
about
do you guys have
each
sweet
other.
and sour chicken over there? No, we got teriyaki. Ah, damn it!
Yeah, so just watching them geek out about like some of the most simplest mundane things, but how excited they were just for each other.
Yeah.
Because like obviously they're all NASA people, so they all know each other here on Earth. They talked about their experiences together and how they get to now, even though they're hundreds of thousands of miles apart, being able to share those experiences in space. It's just like
245,000 miles apart, as it turns out.
Yeah. Yeah, good times. We need good, happy, good news.
Yes. Not enough of that going around lately.
Yeah, that was kind of like when I was sending you stuff, I'm like, ooh, happy news, happy news, happy news. Like,
yep.
We don't get this often.
Yeah.
Not lately.
Yeah, I got into a rut at the beginning of March, and I challenged Rhett and Tom in back-to-back weeks, give me some good news. And both of them were coming up empty. And
it was hard, dude. Like,
yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah. Luckily, we've got some good news out now, but not nearly enough. I'm tired of living in unprecedented times. I'm so tired of living in humanity's worst option.
But again, there's the unprecedented good times of NASA. Like, we need to like focus on the unprecedented good instead of the unprecedented bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like having a cool laptop.
Right.
Hey, at least we can all be happy that NASA shit on Microsoft in space.
I have two outlooks and neither of them work.
Outlook problem, yes, but how about second outlook problem?
My favorite quote was it was comparing the two with like the blue orb image from the 70s, and it was like, I can see everything, the Earth looks so beautiful, and like quote, and the next quote was, I have two outlooks and neither of them work.
Yeah. My favorite thing is that the I have two outlooks and neither of them work may be outcompeting the Bansky haiku for it's not DNS. There's no way it was DNS. It was DNS as far as like trending, like put it onto a cherry blossom painting and send it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Talk about like that great publicity like the Super Bowl ad. That could be Microsoft's next Super Bowl ad.
Yeah.
Two outlooks and neither work.
No kidding. Anyway, we are now 30 minutes past the second hour.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good place to end it. That is, 150 minutes into a show? Feels pretty good.
How does it feel having two other talking heads on one podcast, Joe?
It's interesting. It's a little bit different dynamic, making sure everyone gets to talk and yeah, it's a little bit different flow. I kind of like it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It's just different.
I enjoy being able to just sit here and eat pizza and a salad from Dairy Queen that was DoorDashed.
Yeah.
While you and Vince were talking.
Yeah, that must be wonderful.
Yeah, it worked great. Anyway.
I wish I had some pizza right about now. I still have to go out and get my pizza.
Yeah. Well, I have some, speaking of synchronizing our meals, I have some yellow rice. I call it Tism Chow. And it's one of my favorite recipes.
It's not Tism Chow unless it has chicken. What do you call it? Chicken nuggets in it.
Doesn't have chicken nuggets in it. Here's what I do. I love meals that are combinations of add a box of this. Those are my favorite kinds of meals. Because usually they end up tasting good no matter what you add. And so my recipe is this. Zataran's yellow rice. You buy it in a box. And it's like this prepackaged seasoned yellow rice mix. Kind of like Mexican inspired, but not really. Anyway, toss some yellow rice into some boiling water on a pot on your stove. Add a protein. Add about a pound of a protein. And so whether it's ground beef or ground turkey or ground chicken or pork chops or steak or whatever else, toss about a pound of meat of choice into the pot. Toss in a can of beans, whatever beans you like, black beans, kidney beans, red beans, who knows. I usually use like you can get like a 3-bean blend from Costco in like an 8-pack. I buy those cans. I toss a can of beans in. I toss about a cup of corn in, and so just dump some corn on top. You dump, gosh, what is the Rosetta? Rotel. The Rotel sun-roasted and chili tomato can. Rotel makes a can about this big. It's like 8 ounces. It is sun-roasted tomatoes with chilies. Dump that on top too. Oh, that's so freaking good. Basically, you're making a chili, but with rice. You cook it for about 25 minutes. It makes enough to feed like 6 people, or you like 4 days in a row.
Tism chili.
Tism chili, yeah.
Oh, so you're a person and a half then?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I had 2 bowls for lunch. I'm probably going to have 2 bowls for dinner.
Nice.
Rev says, yeah, the Rotel is fire. Yeah, Rev would know. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I had pizza the last couple of nights, so I'm all pizzaed out. Otherwise, I'd join you guys.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna have like the best of pizza, but there is a really, really good frozen barbecue chicken pizza at the gas station.
Okay. Okay.
Weird combination of words.
Got to get that gas station sushi, Vince.
Who is the... No, there is a pizza company that has become the largest pizza chain on the planet simply because they sell their pizzas to gas stations to sell in their hot case.
This isn't even hot case. This is just a frozen pizza.
Who is that?
It's not like the DiGiorno or one of those others.
It's not DiGiorno. Celebrity chef Andrew Zimmerman.
Of course, it's AOL's website.
Yeah, it's AOL's website, right?
I love how they have the Running Man still there as a logo on that sidebar.
Casey's Pizza. That's what it is.
Okay.
Most gas stations around the country, that is all your Chevrons and your Shells and your 7-Elevens and whatnot, they have made a deal with Casey's Pizza to carry Casey's Pizza. And it's basically like a frozen bake-it-yourself pizza, but it's designed for retail hot cases.
Okay.
And
I mean, where there's a market, there's a market. Make your dollar, dude.
yeah. I guess per establishment, they are the largest pizza chain in the country now. They're bigger than Domino's, they're bigger than Little Caesars, they're bigger than Papa Murphy's, they're bigger than Pizza Hut, they're bigger than everyone. Yeah, just one of those crazy things.
Well, it's kind of like I tell people, because like I use a credit union instead of a bank for most of my financials.
Yeah, so do I.
And they're like, well, where are you going to find an ATM? And I'm like, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Every 7-Eleven in the country is a co-op ATM for credit unions.
Uh-huh.
Like surcharge free. Like, yeah.
Right.
Like they're everywhere.
And kind of the same argument of like, yes, I drive an electric car. Well, where are you going to fill up? How are you going to get money out of the ATM? I'll pay a $2 surcharge. It's still cheaper than your bank.
Well, that and like the first couple of surcharges, my bank refunds me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, an electric car,
I get like four per month for free.
Yeah, but Jeff, they haven't invented power lines in San Diego yet.
Really?
How are you going to charge your car?
Really?
How are you going to charge your car down there when you drive down there?
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to a couple people about this because we recently went full electric. We're 100% EV here in this house now. Well, except my sister who drives a Subaru. But
she doesn't count.
She doesn't count. But well, you know, the charging infrastructure just isn't there. What if I wanted to just go across the country? I went, if you get on a highway, there's a fast charger on that highway somewhere. Yes. Just like there's a gas station. Might not be at exit 6, but there is at exit 8. Kind of the same thing for fast chargers.
America, the cable's missing, but it's there.
Right, yeah, it's there, yeah. But I went, even if you need gas and you're in a town you don't know, you're gonna have to look up where the gas station's at. And you know what? There's probably a charger within a couple miles of you, too. Not all of them are level 3. Some of them are level 2. But if level 2 gets you to the next level 3 charger and it's 35 cents a kilowatt hour or, God forbid, 48 cents a kilowatt hour, guess what? In a 3 mile per kilowatt hour car, that's still like 70 miles a gallon equivalent. If I'm charging at home, I get like 150 miles a gallon equivalent because I pay 7.4 cents per kilowatt hour.
See, the way that I describe it to people is, do you own a box truck for when you buy a new house every 10 years?
Right.
Probably not. You're going to go rent a U-Haul or a Ryder or something like that.
Yeah.
That once every 10-year cross-country road trip, just rent a damn car if it's a problem.
Right. Even the...
Wow.
I make it to Seattle maybe 2 times a year. And I usually drive that one because screw driving to PDX, parking, waiting for 2 hours in the terminal, flying for 38 minutes, landing in SeaTac, and then needing to take the train to get into the city anyway. Yeah. It's like, yeah, no, I'm just going to drive that. It's 230 miles from my house. That's about the range of my electric vehicle. During the summer, I can make it to Seattle in one trip without stopping. It's the holy grail of the gas car aficionados who were like, well, can you drive to Seattle? It's like, yes, I can drive to Seattle. Cool. I have to charge when I get to Seattle, but guess what? You'd need gas when you get to Seattle anyway.
Yeah.
Same thing. Well, where are you going to find a charger? I don't know. One of the 300 fast chargers that exist within Seattle?
And even then, like, you're going to park your car and do stuff in the city. You're not just going here and immediately turning back home.
Right.
Like, you're not...
Speak for yourself, Vince. I drive there for the thrill of the game, for the love of the game. And then I turn around and come home.
Okay, Zeus, I get that we all know you're weird and you just
I
like playing
I
with
hate
electricity.
public transit so
Zeus?
much that I'll drive somewhere just to drive back.
Also, yes, but technically you're driving to Bellevue,
Yeah, true.
which has even better charging infrastructure. So,
That's true. Yeah.
but
Oh, that's because Bellevue hates public transit.
yeah,
I have a whole rant about that. I think I actually did that on one of your shows, but yeah.
I think
the
you
east
did
side-
too. Yeah.
The east side does not. Redmond's great about it right now. They're doing a lot of stuff, but Bellevue's just like,
Yeah.
Bellevue, I wish you were better. I want to do events over there.
Yeah. Oh, Novella wants to know, are the Blazers ready to... By the way, it's when we talk about it in the short form, it's just the Blazers. It's not the Trailblazers. It's not the Portland Trailblazers. And it's certainly not the fucking Zers. It's the Blazers. Now you know. Are the Blazers ready to take on the Spurs? I think so. I'll talk about that more in the after party, because the Blazers took out the Suns and took the 7th seed in the NBA playoffs. So Blazers are the 7th seed. I'm happy. God, that was a good game last night. Holy crap. If no one watched that game, go watch some replays. The ending of the last like 3 minutes of that game or 6 minutes of that game are incredibly good television.
Speaking of that stuff real quick, you did see that Seattle is now approved for an expansion team, right?
Yes. You and I aren't going to be friends anymore. Like,
I mean, we're already not friends over other stuff, so whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
There's always soccer.
there's always soccer.
You know how much our cities love soccer each other. No, I'm just saying, like, if the Blazers happen to be in Seattle and you want to go to a game, just let me know.
Yeah.
I might be able to arrange some seats.
I will say we have the Portland Fire starting their first official game this next week.
Cool.
WNBA.
So that's another rivalry ready to go.
Yes.
Because, Seattle WNBA has been one of the hot teams since forever.
2 weeks ago, Portland didn't have a team, and now we've fielded a full team and gone through a draft. We have 15 players ready to rock. I'm ready to make this a rivalry. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you want to come up here, I can head down to Portland. Let's catch some games together.
Absolutely. Yes. No, one of the first things I thought when Portland Fire was announced was like, I'm going to need to make some trips back and forth to Seattle. Like, that's just going to have to be a thing. Because...
Hey, just remember, you can always take the train.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a ride, but I mean, like, it's not that much different than driving, other than there is a longer stop in Portland itself.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, I take the train to Portland all the time, so.
Yeah. Yep. All right. The Suns getting 2 chances in the playoffs is so strange. Well, the Suns were the 7 seed coming in, and the way the playoff structure works is 10 through 7 exist in a playoff tournament. The 2 higher seeds have double elimination. The 2 bottom seeds are single elimination. And so if you're a 10 seed and you want the 8th spot, you have to win twice. If you're a 7 seed or an 8 seed, you only have to win once. If you win the upper game, you win automatically and you're in. And so, man, would it be very odd if the Suns lost 2 games in a row and dropped from 7 to 0. 7 to out. Because I don't think that's happened before. We only introduced the play-in game, 3 seasons ago, and I don't think the 7 seed has lost yet. And so the Blazers knocked off the Suns last night, took the 7 seed, and so is it tonight the Suns are playing? Or no, it's tomorrow night. Wasn't a back-to-back. Hold on. Let me get this straight. And then we'll close, because holy crap, it's 8:45.
Hey, it's your skin. I want to feel extra clean.
Okay, so the Warriors and Clippers are playing right now. The Clippers are up on the Warriors, 72-62, halfway through the third. So yeah, the Suns play again tomorrow. Or Friday. Friday, the Suns play the winners of the Clippers Warriors. That's what it is. All right. Cool. But then, yeah, Saturday. Or is it Sunday? Sunday, Blazers Spurs, 6 o'clock Pacific.
So we know what you're doing.
That's where I'll be.
Yep.
So, anyway. This has been a good show. Thank you, guys. This was fun.
It has been fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not you. You don't count.
I was just here to join and make funny comments.
You have to be on camera.
Exactly.
You didn't light anything on fire. I want to speak to the manager.
I should have just left my camera off and just ominously been speaking in the background. That would have been funny.
There hasn't been any fires. Where do I speak to the manager of Hazard?
True. Exactly.
This was just home lab. It was boring.
Yeah.
Just home lab.
Yeah. Come on the other side, we had both
good.
crafting and computing. Come on, where's the Hazard?
Yeah. This episode was definitely lacking some hazard.
Hey, I did mention the heat. Lighting the house with the really small gauge of wire.
That's true. You did. We did mention 22 gauge on 20 amp. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got to get that copper-clad aluminum up in there.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how thick of a Cat 7 you would need to charge an EV. And I think we established at 600 volt you could do it with a standard Cat 7. Just at 900 watts at 0.9 kilowatt. So, in theory,
That hurts my brain.
doesn't it?
That hurts my brain.
Oh my god.
You could charge a Silverado EV at 800 volts.
Should we make our first project a Cat 7 to J1772 connector?
We'd have to have so many liability disclaimers. Let's do it.
I just want to see it work.
shit.
I don't even care if the 1772 is basically a patch cable that connects my EV charger to an EV charger end. I just want a patch cable running 600 volt at 1.5 amp. That's all I want.
It has to be DC.
Oh, shit, you're right. It's
No, but
600
that's
volt
fine.
DC.
I actually have a. Don't ask me how I acquired this, but I have a dead F-150 Lightning cable with the DC connector,
Oh.
so we could do it.
We could do a DC transformer.
Oh God. Anyway, join the Craft Computing Discord to learn more about the horrific things we're gonna do.
If only if you guys knew somebody who actually knows how to design power supplies.
Right? Yeah. Well, if only we knew someone who knew how to keep them cool.
That's tougher. No one knows how to
I
do
hear
that.
that's even more difficult.
Radiative heat works fine. If you convert energy to light, it also emits. So
Yeah.
yeah, make enough light, and you can get rid of all the heat energy.
I mean, if the cable catches fire, we could just set up some solar panels and catch the remnant.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching episode 429 of Talking Heads, brought to you by Meter. Visit meter.com/craftcomputing. See what Meter can do for your business down in the video description. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. All the YouTube things. Leave us a comment. How much would you pay for a PoE J1772 charger solution? That we will definitely not be bringing to retail. Just sounds like a bad
vibe
idea.
code the interface for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be real high quality.
Yeah. Cool. Subscribe to Craft Computing. Subscribe to Home Lab Hazard. Subscribe to Circuit Rewind. Links to all of the channels are down in the video description. Thank you, gentlemen, again so much for joining. If you're interested in getting on board with PDXLan. Unfortunately, it's one of those things you have to buy your tickets like 6 months in advance. We've already sold, I believe, most of our fall allocation, but if you want to get onto PDXLan next spring and you want to be part of the largest group buy that does it, join the Craft Computing Discord, get access via the Patreon. Link is down in the description. You help keep the lights on around here. You can join this awesome community that does all of these things throughout the year, like PDXLan. And possibly a monthly Artemis meetup, and definitely some Crab Champions.
And we have other random things too, like Yocto parties and stuff.
Yeah, YOLO Colo barbecues, and YOLO lands, and maybe Craftland sometime in the future. My wife liked the land so much that she's looking for venues and availability for possibly hosting Craftland, complete with full catering, so we don't have to decide where to go eat. It's just, you want lunch, you want dinner? Here, have some steak and burritos and nachos and curly fries and all kinds of fun stuff.
And we're working on some other ideas that aren't fleshed out enough to talk about yet. So join the Discord, because that's the only way you're going to hear about them first.
Exactly. Thank you all so much for watching. Join us every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time for latest in beer and tech news right here on YouTube. And as always, we will see you next week.
Woo!
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Matt, you have to say something if you want to show up in the outro.
Oh shit! Bye.